Hello, everybody, and welcome in.
Hello. Yeah, welcome back. Episode 31. Is
Two.
It? Yeah.
32.
32 of the Sin Providence. As always, I'm your storyteller, Mike Martin, joined by three of my players today. David. Fucking well, that's because I call your character David.
I mean, technically, that is correct.
Why
You're
am
not
I getting
wrong.
cross? Yeah, I know, but I never call you David.
Nobody does.
Yeah, it's Bub, Dot, and Tracy. Hello.
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 How are you? How was your week?
Just another week in
Excellent.
this world.
Yeah.
It's about as good as it can get, I think,
Yeah.
when asked about that. Just another week in this world.
In this world.
Brother, we're live.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
look,
know,
we're
yeah,
alive.
live, yeah.
I had
And
lunch.
I showed
Yeah.
up today. Let's go.
That's a win all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys are all who are watching alive and here and enjoying yourself to the best of your capabilities as well. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you hanging out with us on your Saturdays. We'll be jumping to the show here momentarily. Before we do, the usual spiel. If you're
Not the
enjoying the
spiel.
show or want to be more of the show or the community to talk to, head over to our Discord. Completely free to do so. It's a huge community over there of a load of people just talking about World of Darkness and all kinds of other stuff over in the Discord at this point. Feel free to jump in and join us. If you want to follow us over at YouTube, you can do so at youtube.com/@podbynight. To do that, we put all of our episodes over there from here over there after a few weeks. Usually we're a couple episodes behind, but we can blast those up. And if you want to support us even further, you can do so by subscribing right here on Twitch, which gets you emotes and goes to supporting the show. Or you can over to patreon.com/podbynight as well. And you can support us a little bit more over there and get some after shows as a bonus for doing so. A couple of after shows ago was like an hour, another one of those hour-long almost after shows where we watched Tracy's brain melt in real time. It was fun.
Yeah, well, Maggie and Dot went down a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, I will say I'm sorry. It's
Identified
my fault. We
things.
skipped last week's with Josh because I bolted out. I had a event to get to quickly, and we kind of ran late and over. So, anyways, but the one before that,
The one prior?
we need to get that. We're gonna get that
It's
to
up
y'all
there.
because
It's already up.
oh,
It's
is
up
it?
there. Yep, it's up there.
Just kidding. Don't listen to me. Go watch it.
Yeah, it's like go watch it. It's like it was 45 minutes long. It was a long after show, so you can go check it out there. Either get an audio or video depending on the tier you're on. And yeah, that's the best way you can support the show itself. If you're watching us, dropping us a thumbs up, or if you're watching or listening to this an audio version, which goes up at some point in the future, dropping us a review as well. It also goes a long way to supporting the show. Yeah, I think that's basically it. We can kind of jump right back into it if you'd like. I know we did a little bit off camera, but as always, if Bub or Dot would like to give us a recap as to last episode, please do. You were the two that were here. I'd say
True.
Tracy, but Tracy wasn't here, and that's just not fair.
True. Well, I mean, it started as a very Malkavian experience. We had a lot of scenes between Josh and, well, in this case, Leon and Magpie. And
Magpie to start, yeah.
It was, I don't want to say emotional, but it was like the odd couple the entire time. It was a lot of, fuck you, I love you, I want to work for you, you're manipulating me, here's money, what are we doing here? Like, it was a lot of that.
I think the big thing was that, and I made note of this, do not think that I did not make note of this. Leon said he was going to take on the financial responsibility of Magpie's parents to get him out from underneath Janet's thumb.
Yes.
To kind of like help prove how his trustworthiness in their friendship. Which means I'm not paying next month on my balance.
True.
Somebody else can do that.
True.
But yeah, no, and then he decided that wasn't Malkavian enough for him, so then he went off to find another Malkavian.
Well, he was,
which I was kind of confused by that. He was on his way to us, and then
that's right, and he got
the web
sidetracked.
hit him. He was like, "Whoa, where am I at?"
Pulled in,
and then another spider pulled him in.
Miriam.
That was
and then
weird.
Yeah.
Malkavians are weird, dude.
It was weird. Because Tracy, they knew us. They knew like everything about us. They knew that we had some insane machinations brewing behind the scenes, but was like, good luck. Here's biscuits. Go on. It was strange.
And then he left with baked goods and came to Janet and David. Who were prepping basically for the meeting with Fiorenza. Elspeth hasn't returned from her motorcycle ride, so we were like, well, we can't turn it down, so we have to go. So we were getting ready. Leon shows up. We have a moment where like, Leon, are you sure you want this? Because he's like, I want to be part of the club. But we're like, this club comes with strings. Let's talk about how heavy these strings are. And so we kind of just went down and we're like, are you sure you want this? He was like, cool. And Janet was like, great, but you can't dress like that. And so we redressed him. We got him ready. We took him and met Fiorenza at this like fancy smancy restaurant called
J.G. Wentworth.
The Walworth. The
Walmart.
The Walmart. Next to the Target.
And she took us upstairs to this fine dining and chatted us through everything. Looked David kind of up and down to make sure, like, I guess she was in for this.
Yeah, she was like
deal.
physically examining him while asking him questions.
She told us that she would be sending us our representative to basically watch us, that we're under watch.
Yeah, that'll be your representative will join you after the.
But he also kind of works with us, so that's a huge plus. He's basically a 2-dot retainer. Right? No, not a retainer. 2-dot. Yeah, 2-dot retainer.
Yeah, it comes from the first dot of the lore sheet.
Yeah,
under
so 2-dot retainer.
Fiorenza's lore sheet.
And then she was like, "Oh, and by the way, I have a job for you to do tonight."
Yeah, she basically wanted to measure. Well, all right, let's put you into work real quick and let's see what you're capable of.
She was like, I sent out a human and a ghoul to go pick up a package. They haven't gotten back to me, so y'all go out and check on them, and if shit's awry, make it not.
Yes, and it It went fast. It was very. I don't want to say it was very Black Hat. It was borderline comical at moments.
Yeah.
But we were successful. We were pretty successful.
We took the power out. We found out that the ghoul and the human that she had sent definitely were attacked by unknown other peoples.
They were anarchs. I thought we discovered they were anarchs. Yeah.
Okay, so they were that's right. We did find that out. Anarchs. So a bunch of anarchs. We basically stopped the situation, took 2 of the anarchs hostage. The one guy who had been tortured but was still alive, we put him in the front seat of the car along with the package that they were trying to leave with.
It was like a square metallic case with a rolling and number code on it. That was
which I need y'all to. So then Leon was like, I need to know the code, and Janet's like, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes with this box. You cannot open it, but you get 5 minutes. So he diddle-daddled around and learned 2 of the 4-digit code to get in the box, which I believe was like 7 and 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Janet was like, "Stop it!"
It led to my favorite scene of the entire episode, where Janet was like, "I pull my gun on Leon," and I was like, "Janet, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm gonna shoot him, David. He's getting in the box." And I'm like, "Leon, why would you do that?" And he was like, David, I have to." And I was like, Janet, shoot him. He will be fine. It will be okay.
Yeah, it will be okay. He should not get in the box. And so we separated them. Janet took the car full of 2 hostages and an almost dead person, plus the box, back to Fiorenza at the end. And Leon and David basically probably headed back to the quarry in some way to get Leon back to his car. But anyways, that's kind of where we ended. We successfully did the job. It was good.
Yeah, we cleaned up. We Leon grabbed the recordings because there was cameras on lot. So we grabbed the recordings.
That's right. And the power was out for a period of time, so we were kind of good there.
We handled the bodies. At least we had at least a large enough plan on scale that it would be expunged.
David dropped somebody from the sky?
I did. It wasn't very high, but it's just because these damn Brujah, man, they're tricksy like that. They get on wiggly.
Oh, Janet got a punch to the. She took it like a champ, though.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete chin over there.
Actual floor.
Yeah. We had to see a power Janet hasn't used yet, and she took a Brujah punch to the face.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah, you guys did it, and then we faded out on the car driving away. Then I guess we're just left with jumping into the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and set the scene, rein things in, and see what Elspeth actually has been up to. Because this is all happening within a 24-hour period of last we saw Elspeth, and then this happening. Basically, last we saw her, Elspeth, without giving too much of a recap, basically what ended up happening to the end of last session that we had, as you guys were getting at the quarry and settled down, you heard a motorcycle, a familiar ride. Roman showed up with a young girl on his bike, who, when he arrived at the gate, said, "I really need your help." Or I would not really need. I think he said, "I would like your help," or basically, "I need your help." And Elspeth essentially nodded. I don't know if she said yes, but it was like okay, and went with him. Probably hopped on the back of the bike. Hopped on the back of the bike, or maybe took your own car, because he had somebody on his, and so you would have taken your hearse and followed him. So the ride for you, is that's approprially correct, right? I'm not
that sounds about right.
Okay, cool. Then without further ado, our scene will open then, as our senses come to, as we begin to, our screen fades in from a darkness. We hear the mix of engines between the motorcycle, maybe 50 to 100 feet ahead of you, Elspeth, and your own vehicle rumbling behind as you're following along I-95 at this point, heading south, outside of Boston. You never really went fully back into Boston. You stayed outside of it just about. And as you're driving, you probably recognize, I don't need to roll, that you're very clearly heading toward Anarch territory.
Okay.
I don't know if Elspeth cares too much or if that stresses her out too much, but you're staying on the outskirts of Boston, making your way kind of through Alston and Brighton on the west-hand side, around basically Toreador territory. And then right around Brookline area, you're going to be cutting through Brujah territory quickly. If you were to actually go ahead and give me an intelligence drive, which is kind of a weird roll, but it's like I'm for how well I think Elspeth knows the area she's in is what I'm looking for. 2 successes. That's well enough. You would recognize, I think, that you would notice that Roman, there's the name I'm looking for, is likely looking for the fastest path through Camarilla territory, or at least through Brujah territory. Because remember, he's a Brujah of the Camarilla. He's not of the Anarchs. But you guys, I don't know if you can see the map, but I'm pinging. It's right in this area that he will start cutting through Brujah territory, where it's going to be basically a straight line right over to here.
Okay.
So
Got
from
it.
here, from here to here, you would realize where you are, and you realize he's using minimal territory. He had to obviously go through some Toreador territory, but Brujah territory should be where he's considered safest, and he's going through the shortest path of it until you realize you're going through Brujah territory and you're coming out the other side in Anarch territory, and then you begin moving south further, heading towards the Roxbury area. It's about a 45-minute ride all told. When you realize you're being brought to, or when the just say our camera kind of swoops back down onto street level, and we kind of zoom up behind Roman. We hear the rumbling of the motorcycle. Orange lights are passing us by. Few vehicles, not many because of where you are in the city, sort of pass by him. And on his right-hand side, as the camera pulls ahead of him and turns back to see both him and your vehicle kind of coming together as he slows down, a rundown like Motel 6 as he turns into it. You follow into it, and this is as you turn off the road, you immediately hit a pothole in the actual parking lot of this Motel 6 as your car kind of hits it, and you hear it almost bottoms out for a second, just completely catches you off guard. And you notice that this place has not been being taken care of at all. You see broken bottles, plastic bags filled with trash, and so on, and maybe 4 or 5 other cars of varying sizes parked here. The light on the Motel 6 is still on, and he actually will pull his motorcycle up and turn it off. The rumbling of the motorcycle kind of shudders, and we see his legs swing over as he helps this younger girl up off the motorcycle. And just as he is, maybe behind him, we see your vehicle, Elspeth, pulling up and parking behind him. Now, he didn't tell you anything other than follow me, like we just have to move. And unless Elspeth would have pressed, which I don't know if she would have, kind of put you right into this. This is your first moment of, away from the quarry where the two of you aren't driving after about an hour or so. The young girl herself, by the way, is she's like, did I tell you her age last time?
I don't think so.
She's young. She looks like she's probably at best maybe in her late teens, somewhere around there. She has really short black hair that is almost complete. We'll say it actually is like a full buzz cut. And she's just wearing just plain jeans and a white featureless t-shirt with sneakers on. Okay. And as he hops off the bike and your car pulls into the spot, turns off, we hear the door open and shut as Elspeth steps out. He would be walking, he would just look to you and be like, this way, and just let's keep moving. I don't know if Elspeth is kind of quietly just goes. Did you bring anything in particular, or is it just your usual kind of? Just
my usual stuff that I had, like some supplies, stuff that I have in my bag, but nothing out of the ordinary. Because I wasn't sure what to expect. So Elspeth wasn't.
As he makes his way over, this motel is one of those rooms where the doors to the rooms are on the outside. It's 2 floors of a concrete building. And he walks you up to the door of one of the doors on the first floor, not the second floor, just number 7. And as he walks up to the door, all the lights are off. You can see the blinds are pulled. As he's going to put the key into the handle, he actually stops and he turns back to you and he says, how much do you know about Thin Bloods? Out of curiosity, how much would Elspeth know about Thin Bloods?
Yeah. Good question. I think the most I know is what my sire told me, that I can't embrace anybody because that would be bad, and it would make somebody who is like not fully kindred that can go outside during the day and is frowned upon very strongly in most regions. That's about what I know.
as you like you say, like even the way you're doing it now with your eyes up, as your eyes come down from like trying to recall it, you hear the beep of the door as the door opens and you feel a whoosh of cold air, and you can hear a muted-esque, like a low TV on the other side. And he looks, I guess you're done saying that, and he's like, what do you know about them? I mean, in terms of like the Camarilla. And he steps in and gestures. The girl walks in right past her. She's been wordless this entire time, entirely silent. And then he gestures for you to go in before he follows in behind you.
Yeah, she's like looking around like this kind of. Oh, by the way, Elspeth never been brought to a shady motel like this, so she's like,
oh yeah, okay,
like looking
fantastic.
around like this is a first, and like just a little. She seems a little anxious, you know. This is usually like she's a kindred, but like this is like where horror movies start. And you know she could be murdered. But she walks in and as far as with the Camarilla, she just keeps going. I just know they're kind of a big no-no. I don't really know the extent of that big no-no, but I know they're a no-no.
And as you're probably saying that as you're walking by him, and as you're saying that, he's nodding along with you. And as you step in and he steps in behind you and the door shuts, you're met with the yellow-esque walls of a motel with typical like paintings of fields. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like a landscape?
Landscape, exactly.
Yeah.
Typical like motel landscape art. There's one queen-size bed in the center with a nightstand on each side. One of the lamps is on, the other one on the other table is off. And you actually see sitting at the foot of the bed, hunched over on a phone, is a gentleman in maybe his mid to late 20s. He's got a really scruffy 5 o'clock shadow. His hair is buzzed on the sides, but kind of like a low, like a longer mohawk that's not really being kept up and just falling to the left and covering partially part of his upper face. His eyes are heavily sunken in, and he looks just genuinely exhausted on the outside. He looks over, clearly sees you, doesn't regard you, doesn't nod at you, just looks at you and then looks back to his phone and starts tapping away at his phone again, kind of wordlessly. And as the door shuts behind you, you actually hear the deadbolt lock. And Roman says, yeah, big no-no. Exactly. Would you mind taking a seat real quick?
Oh boy.
And he just is at like the chair that sits in the corner of like every motel near like a small desk.
The cuck chair.
Yeah, the cuck chair.
Sorry. I take a seat.
For a moment, Roman just kind of looks at you. He kind of stands up and then looks at the girl and then the gentleman, then back at you. And he kind of just takes a moment to take a beat in. If there's an opportunity if there ever was an opportunity for Elspeth to interject and ask questions, if that's something she wanted to do, she could do it here. Roman is very clearly just taking a minute to just gather his thoughts. Elspeth, you could stay quiet. You don't have to ask anything.
Yeah, this looks kind of intense, so I think she's just gonna keep quiet and wait.
There's a few moments, like I said, of just kind of him gathering his thoughts, and he then eventually just kind of nods and almost reflexively takes a deep breath, even though it's not really needed. I don't need a lot from you, so I don't want you to think I'm using you or any sort of thing, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry. This, and he gestures to the gentleman, is Luke. And then he points to the girl. And this young lady, who I only just met less than 12 hours ago, is Jasmine.
Jasmine. Okay.
They are Thin Bloods.
Oh.
And as he says that, the male stops texting or whatever he's doing. He stops and he actually looks up and takes note that he seems to have said that. And you see Roman lock eyes with him and just give him a very subtle like nod that it's fine, but he is clearly now paying attention. And these guys are from, and he points to Luke, and Luke just kind of sheepishly and quietly says, yeah, I'm from Chicago. And the girl says, he looks at the girl and she says, she's like, I'm coming from Colorado.
Wow. Okay. A long journey.
And they're not going to be staying here. Roman kind of cuts in, doesn't let them, continue. Just moving through, which is where I wanted some help.
Okay. Where's the next stop on the journey?
Well, for Jasmine here, I'm going to take her a little bit further south Boston, and she wants to move up toward the main he wants to move up toward Maine, so probably up toward Connecticut, New Hampshire, move her to the border. Luke, on the other hand, and he just kind of looks up again, kind of raises an eyebrow. Would you mind if he stayed at your quarry for a night or two?
Well,
I know it's a big ask. Roman immediately cuts in as you're clearly, hesitant.
Yeah.
I can't really keep him in the motel all that long. And you guys kind of sit on the outside of Boston. It's first place I could think of that would be safe for maybe a night. Camarilla isn't necessarily going to come knocking in the...
Yes, we do get visitors from time to time, so it definitely is not a good spot for more than a night or two. But we do have some space. It's not the most comfortable. We have a few crates, not crates, big storage thingies that you could probably pods that you could stay in. It could probably be arranged. Yes.
Luke's eyes just kind of go flittering back and forth while you're speaking between Roman and you as he's listening. And Roman nods and he's like, I don't want you to not feel, understand that this is the odds are low, but if the Camarilla finds out that you're harboring a thin blood without them having declared themselves in the city, there will be consequences. I don't think that'll happen. He shakes his head. I don't see why that would happen at all, unless Roman himself informed the Camarilla. And he almost gives trying to lighten the mood, a breathy chuckle when he says that. And Luke doesn't respond at all. But I can't keep them in the motel all that long. It's Anarch territory, sure, but doesn't stop the Camarilla from patrolling every so often.
Yes. That is a good question, though. Does anybody else know about this?
He takes a moment and he would say one other person, the person that got him into the city.
Okay. Okay. I may just need a few more contextual questions on this situation, Roman. So Thin Bloods are traveling throughout the country. I assume because most Camarilla cities are not really welcoming of Thin Bloods. I guess Chicago probably isn't, nor is Colorado, nor is Boston.
He's nodding. He's like, yeah, so far so good.
Okay.
And if you ask me, innocent people don't deserve to die just because of who they fucking are.
I would agree with that. Yes. I think that's important. Can both of you, can I just ask this? Are you able to come out during be awake during the day?
You see Luke just nodding as you're even asking it. And Jasmine looks over to Roman and she kind of furrows her brow for a minute. She's like, I don't know. I never tried.
Well, well, couldn't you? Well, okay. I'm just saying, Luke, if you stay with us, we're gonna be out like lights at night or during the day. So I just want to.
He nods and he even cuts you off. Kind of rudely, just kind of cuts you off. He's like, wouldn't be my first time I spent a day watching somebody, if that's what you're asking. I can be useful while I'm there.
Okay, that's good.
And then Roman cuts in after that and he's like, and he's only going to be there for 24, 48 hours max.
Okay, that's probably...
I just want to stash him somewhere outside of Boston until his next point of rendezvous shows up to take him, and keeping him here in this motel is probably fine, but also I'd like to minimize risk.
Yes. Okay. Well, look, I am very much willing to help. I agree. I think I don't really, unfortunately, I don't know much about the landscape for Thin Bloods here in the city, here in the Camarilla. I know that I don't know if we have what they call a scourge that, takes care of things. We won't talk about that.
Maybe even as you say that, you are remembering the bar and you're remembering the gentleman that what's her Janet shaked her hand up in
tried to get his handshake. That's
him.
him.
They don't call him a scourge. Caleb, was it? Is that
Caleb?
Like you were like you're saying that you're like they kind of do.
He's kind of scary, actually. Now that I think about it,
It's not a good thing. Were you asking a question out of that? My bad.
But I agree that it's really not. I don't want to say that I've seen it before, but let's just say I'm familiar with when there are certain types of people that that are not welcome or been what, I'm not going to get into the analogy.
You can go ahead. Like I'm curious how much Elspeth would know of Thin Blood's history in the city, I guess, specifically, because that would you would be know. So you're welcome to make me an intelligence politics check.
Yeah, let's just see, because intelligence politics, 2 successes.
2 successes. I would say that, like, I'll put it this way. Boston is old money and old blood. And Thin Bloods are a modern day threat to old anything. Because whether you believe in the superstitious reasons that people of any age think Thin Bloods are dangerous because they might represent the end of their kind, or because new money with newfangled powers that we don't understand is just a threat to our overall hierarchy, there's a reason the Camarilla looks down on them, and Boston is no different. In fact, they are seen by a lot of, we'll say, the higher ups with disdain. But doesn't always necessarily mean death, but it does mean a life as a second class citizen, whether officially or not. So yeah, I guess it's with 2 successes, that's probably what you probably don't know specifics about like any Thin Blood cases in Boston because you're still so young.
Yeah.
And if there's any questions you have that you think Elspeth would know or ask me now so I can help answer, but that's just what I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Does Elspeth know like Thin Bloods have a sort of like interesting power, like that they have alchemy and they can do all sorts of
I would say
shit?
Absolutely. Whether you know the terminology to what they do or not is up to you, Elspeth, because you are a curious individual by nature. But yes, I'd say you would know that that's one of the reasons Thin Bloods are so weirdly looked at. In a way, maybe Elspeth would even, I don't want to fill your head with metaphors, but in a way it's similar to Tremere, right? The Tremere have a power they don't understand, but they're not Thin Bloods, so they're respected and feared. Thin Bloods, at the very least, are disliked for it. They have an ability that no kindred has an understanding of or can even use, their Thin Blood alchemy. So yes, the answer is yes. I think Elspeth would know.
This is very weirdly specific, but there is one specific Thin Blood alchemy. I think it's from the Blood Sigils book because I had saw it. And they have the ability to possibly talk to the dead. Like they have something that's very oblivion coded that maybe I think Elspeth might have maybe taken an interest in, and I would have to look it up. But anyway,
would you let's look it up real quick.
Okay, let me see if I do it on Demiplane. Oh my gosh, there's a very oddly specific oh shit, what was it called? It's like they can get the ashes if they get the ashes of somebody.
Sorry, yeah.
And I saw this and I was like, oh
no,
that's like interesting.
Which makes sense. Maybe this is the only thing you even really know about.
Yes,
it just depends on how powerful of a ability it is. Hangman. Is it a ritual or is it Thin Blood alchemy?
It's Thin Blood alchemy.
Okay. Let's see.
And yeah.
Thin Blood alchemist tattooist.
Let's
go to there. See what's.
Let me see if I can find it. I should have.
No, you're fine.
Made a note of this.
No, you're good. The show's a long show, so we'll find it. It's just, as always, every one of their books is not organized properly. Like, why isn't there just an Thin Blood Alchemy section?
Yeah.
Who knows? Oh, is this it? What is this? Vitae MSG. Oh, okay. Make the blood taste better, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a formula that makes the consumption of blood even more pleasurable already than it is. It literally just makes the blood taste better. Weird.
Cult of the Blood Gods has page 45. They have all the ash-based abilities. So you've got chemically induced flashbacks, where you can flashback off of the memoriam of another vampire. You have concoct ashes, which creates ash from the remains of a kindred. Not sure the purpose of that immediately, but these are these are both level 3 abilities. The next closest is a level 4 ability called Discipline Channeling, where you can imbue ash with disciplines. They're all considered ash finder abilities.
Okay. Oh man, where? You know what? I might have it in my. Hold on. Okay. This might be something I have to look up later when I'm like.
What does it do, Trace? So I can help too.
It's, oh my God. This is just something I had saw and I kind of hyperfixated on because I was going to use it in my chronicle. That they can, I don't know if it's something about the memories of somebody who died or, oh my gosh, this is going to bother me now. I have to.
This is the part that's infuriating about these books, by the way. Look at, okay. Thin Blood Alchemy, right? See that? Where it says Thin Blood Alchemy? Mm-hmm. Okay. 0 disciplines.
So it just tells you what it is?
End of chapter. So it just tells me what Thin Blood, like, it just tells me what it is. Like, why is that useful to me in any way? Why do you end the chapter there? It makes no, this is why these books make me want to fucking murder people. I'm gonna give it one more look through this part, and then we'll just move on.
Yeah, if not,
we can just say you've heard a rumor of one.
Yeah,
that they maybe have it. But
yeah,
I can't. Yeah, no, there's just it just goes into.
I'll look through all of the like later maybe and see what the one that I found, because there's one very specific that I think Elspeth would be interested in. An alchemical ability that requires the ashes of somebody dead, and that is where her interests lie.
Yeah, we'll take a look. The chat, I don't have chat up, but they have any answers to what you were thinking of? Because sometimes
they currently do not. I've been watching. I'm gonna see if I can't keyword search it somehow through Demi Plane, but y'all keep going. Let me see what I can dig up on Demi Plane.
It's like, it's okay. You don't have to be unique when you make your book, White Wolf. Like, you can like follow the setup of D&D, and it's not cheating.
Maybe it was this chemically induced flashback
from Blood Gods.
Cult. Yeah, it's from Cult.
Okay.
It says page 45 in Cult.
You know, because this might help us with our gangrel problem, our dead gangrel problem. By melting down a vampire's possessions during ash creation, an alchemist infuses the drug with memories from the destroyed vampire. Correct. So this is like potentially talking to a dead kindred, which we have clearly had issues with doing.
Yeah. Interesting. Then you can go ahead and make me an intelligence occult roll.
Intelligence occult.
If you have any specialties that could be useful toward that, I'm willing to give them to you, but it's very specific to Thin Blood Alchemy here. So.
Yeah, my specialty is in ghosts for occult. 2 successes.
Yeah, I just pulled up chat. Yes, the books do incite a frenzy checking me every single time. Fucking infuriating. With 2 successes, I would say what I said earlier. you've definitely heard of rumors that there maybe are some thin bloods that can do some interesting things with the deceased, but the details as to what they can do are low. You don't really know because they are still so new as well.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm vaguely familiar with the special talents that come with thin bloods. I myself am a person who likes to learn, and I was thinking, I had thought, um, I would like to help, but I am part of a coterie, and I feel like if I bring you back to our quarry, there's going to need to be something that we as a group can deliver as an exchange of boons, maybe as they say in our life. Um, so if there's something we can offer to the table, that would make it sweeten the pot for harboring potential illegal goods in our storage unit. So
You go ahead and give me a wits insight check.
What?
As you bring this up. You just see you could re-roll 3 of them if you care enough. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure everybody go ahead and heals your willpower used from last time.
Oh,
I know
yes.
you used a lot last week, I think.
Okay,
no success.
failed.
Just the one.
Yeah.
You don't pick up on it. There's a moment where Roman takes a deep breath. He's like, well, I was well, I wouldn't have thrust this on you and your coterie and overnight. He's going to stay here for the next 24 hours. And if you agree to it by tomorrow night, I'll drop him off and he should be there for 24 to 48 hours. I was hoping you were going to run it by Janet and crew first and get their approval. I didn't want to drop this on any of your lap, but I wanted you to meet the people that I was going to ask you to look over, or meet the individual I was going to ask you to potentially harbor, for lack of a better word, as kind of mirroring your own language. For that time, if you want something, he says, and there's like a beat when he says that you can take a boon from me.
Oh,
not them.
I see. Well, know that.
And he's like, just to be clear, I'm not doing this as a favor to anybody else.
Okay.
I'm doing this because I want to. Probably, I don't know why. And he like kind of cuts himself off multiple different sentences. He starts off with himself almost fumbling his own words before he says, look, there's a lot of thin bloods on the road lately, moving through the country, trying to get out or find areas where the Camarilla isn't so heavily present. Not that I don't appreciate what the Camarilla does, but let's be honest, they don't treat everybody so fucking equally. And gestures again to the thin bloods. They've been moving through. Chicago's been a hotbed for them, and apparently they've been achieving safe passage to the middle of the country. I'm just trying to help. And you see him take a minute, and his eyes go from you to the other two, and not like to have you look at them, but you just see him taking them in for a minute. I'm trying to help as a promise. So if anybody's going to owe anything, it's going to be me. Deal?
That sounds good to me.
I want you to run it by Janet first, and I want you to know that's my offer. I'm willing to take a boon onto your coterie for the help.
Okay. I'll let her know.
And he looks back to Luke, and he goes, and Luke chimes up. He's like, yeah, I'll watch you guys during the day. Make sure nobody bothers you if that's something you need.
Yeah. I think that should be hopefully agreeable. It's really, you have to get past Janet. So the boon I think will help. I personally would just be interested in like your capabilities and the things that if there's anything you've learned in these past years of your abilities, things that you can do, just out of just my general curiosity and notes. If
Jasmine, as you're saying this, kind of looks over to Roman a bit and then back to you. She's like, I don't really know. I haven't been around all that long. It's only been maybe, she takes a minute to like count to 5 months. And And then Luke kind of chimes in and he just goes, no, I don't use my abilities.
I mean, you guys are gifted. You have talent. Why not?
Luke scoffs at that immediately. Fucking gifted. I lost my entire fucking life to this shit.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. I know you're not quite in the same situation as me. So, sorry.
And he kind of almost rolls his eyes like, yeah, no shit.
Okay. That's fine.
When you say that, when you're like, oh, okay, Roman like steps in, he's like, how about we step outside real quick, Elspeth?
Yeah.
When maybe you take a moment now and you notice that like you actually see the windows while the blinds were pulled on the other side. On this side of things, there's a black trash bag that's duct taped all the way around on all sides to completely cover the window on the inside so no sun would necessarily leak through. And as he steps out and as the door shuts, he's like, my apologies for Luke in there. He lost some of his family because of this shit. He doesn't like to talk about it.
Yeah, that really sucks.
He's a good kid. I just want to get him out of the city. That's all. I trust him enough that I don't think he'd do. He would not even say I don't think. He would say I trust him enough to know that he wouldn't do anything to you guys in the day. But I also understand coterie bullshit. I'm not going to drop this on just your lap. I wouldn't do that. And if Janice says no, I'm prepared and I have a secondary plan. Don't worry. I'll be fine.
Okay.
But I wanted to run it to you guys because, to be fucking quite frank, for as short as I've known you, you're the ones on the... He lets out a breath. Outskirts of the Camarilla.
Yeah, I guess that's a way to put it. Although I don't know if Janet would want to describe it that way. We're trying to make amends.
No, yeah, and he nods. He's like, I don't mean it in that way. But you guys are quite literally out in fucking Waltham.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, like literally we're on the outskirts. Yeah. I know that I want to help, but I'm glad that you see the bigger picture, that it's not just a me decision. So,
and if Janet says no, like I said, I have a backup plan. I have options. But if you'd be willing to help, even if Janet said no, and he kind of like lets that sentence linger in the air.
I would, if there's another place, like I could help bring him somewhere safe.
He nods. He's like, and there's a moment where like, as you're saying that he nods, you see a lot of tension just kind of release for a moment. His shoulders drop a little bit. His gaze kind of finally goes holding his head high to like dropping it a little bit as well. And he just, he kind of just mumbles, not mumbles, but says lowly, these fuckers don't deserve to die, Elspeth. That's all.
Yeah. They don't seem like bad kids. And it's not fair.
You think they fucking asked for this?
No. So I'll try to help.
You say that and he nods, and it maybe again a beat lingers before he steps in. He actually just pulls you in for a hug. He just gives you a hug and he's like, genuinely, I appreciate it.
Of course.
After that, and he steps back, he's like, I'm going to make sure they're fed and taken care of. If you could just let me know in 24 hours, come back here. You know how to find your way back here.
Yes, I cannot forget this place. This is a first for me to be
as you
dragged.
Say that, we see Elspeth say that, our camera pulls up and like pans around, and we just see some dude leaned up against the pole of the Motel 6, pissing up against the wall.
Yeah,
you just hear the splashing again of his piss against the wall when there's complete silence of a parking lot. No cars are driving by. He looks back, looks to you. He's like, and he's like, thank you. Whatever the answer ends up being, thank you. I'm glad my trust wasn't ill-placed. And then,
of course,
there's maybe even awkward, like, where do we do here? And then he looks and he moves through the door, and he's like, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And
yeah.
He opens the door and kind of gives you a wave. and you just hear the background Howie Mandel's voice from Let's Make a Deal on the TV, talking as he opens the door, and then as the door shuts, it all becomes muted, and it lets you sitting out there, and you see the guy who was pissing now is like hacking up like a fucking loogie from his lungs.
God.
And as he spits, he looks over to you and he raises an eyebrow and is like, "Hey."
Oh God. She just gets in the car and drives away as quickly. Does not say a word. Quickly hustles to the car and gets the fuck
make eye
out of
contact.
there.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
For the sake of story beats and you guys coming back together, does this all happen maybe the same night you're all dealing with Fiorenza? Is that
it's my guess? Yeah.
Yeah. Timey-wimey shit.
When you come back, Elspeth, they're not back. They don't arrive back at the quarry until maybe 2 hours before sunrise is to happen. You're probably getting ready for the night.
Yeah, Janet's car is gone, but Leon's car is there.
Leon's car is there. Yeah. Leon's car is there. Janet's car is gone. It's about 2 hours before sunrise before they show up. And you would hear them arrive because there would be some doors shutting and then Leon's car roars up before it leaves. And you hear David and Janet's voice kind of speaking. The two of you, so you know, it went as smooth as you would have expected. You brought back the box. You brought back the bodies. There was a very clean handover. Fiorenza was there at the handover. And she reiterated to you, much like she did last time, you don't have to be at court. It's taken care of one way or another. But if you want to be there, obviously you're allowed. It's your own court hearing case. But those are the kinds of strings Fiorenza is able to pull, where the person being accused doesn't even have to be at court while he's being tried for his accusal. It was all cleanly handed over, and you were sent on your way. As you're walking back into the quarry, maybe you're mid-conversation about what was happening that night. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But you would have seen Elspeth's car back, and you would too. Obviously, the two disparate parties would come together after seeing each other, or not seeing each other for the night.
We look nice because, we went to go meet her. So you could tell that we did official things since you have gone.
Oh. You guys...
You would have known it was Fiorenza night, I think. Elspeth, obviously, you would have known.
Yes, we did talk about that. Hey, welcome back, guys. I am taking it everything went well. You look great.
Thank you. Janet almost shot Leon. I told her she should have.
Why?
Oh, and I got a body. I have a body. That's the other thing that came back. Remember, we put one dead body for me to bring back in the car?
Yes, good.
So I'm currently unloading a body.
Ah, yes. Tomorrow night's dinner?
You say that as the body comes out of the backseat?
This is tonight's dinner. It's been real stressful.
Do you drag it? Or you just grab with one hand by the ankle? And
I just kind of pull him out.
So she says that. She's like, "Oh no, tonight." And as she says that, she pulls the body out. It thumps to the ground, and she starts dragging it across the gravel with zero effort, just by the ankle. And you just hear as the body is being dragged across.
I don't think it was very stressful. There were some moments that were quite nice, and even I was surprised by it.
So you had to do a job. All I know is you had to do a job for Fiorenza.
Yes. I had to fly above warehouses and see how many men were there.
Yeah, I was just there to get punched. And I was dragging this body.
She is quite durable.
Did you actually meet her, or was it somebody who worked for her?
It was Miss Fiorenza. She touched my wings.
Oh. How was that? Was she intimidating? Was she scary? I don't know but everything I've heard just makes it seem like she's very intimidating.
She was a very small woman, but she was very confident, and though small in stature, she commanded the room.
Oh.
It's interesting to be in a room where even Janet seems small.
But everything went well.
I think so. She was very
in the
nice.
Good graces.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe at that point the body's been put away, and
I'm kind of dragging it, or maybe you hear the thud of something get hacked off.
Yeah, and
Because here's the thing, I'm at 3 hunger, so Janet is definitely coming out with something fresh to eat. Like she's not. We're gonna, and that way, we're gonna handle it.
Okay, maybe I'll wait till after Janet eats.
Yeah, I imagine Janet within 30 minutes or so, has some food in her. Do you just feed how many points of hunger are you going to feed?
So body takes 4. I'm going to go ahead and just take 2 off of that.
All right, so you got 2 left on the body. You harvest all the organs out. Probably, I don't know what you go. Actually, like Elspeth says, well, we'll just wait for Janet. Our camera kind of goes from David and Elspeth and pans across over to Janet as she's mid-hack. What are, on a night where you're hungry, what do you go for? What is Janet's favorite part of a body?
I imagine, because she's still getting it for, the blood sustenance. So it's something that's got to have a lot of blood. So, heart, brain is going to be difficult to get to quickly, right?
Yeah,
but,
super
heart or something that's, really fatty, like a liver or a spleen.
Sure. I'm just curious what her preferred
a large
body parts
organ, without being too graphic for everybody. A large organ.
Yeah, fair enough. So that's what we see. We see you kind of pulling out your favorite bits as you feed down 2 hunger points, bringing you down to 1. David, what's your hunger at yourself?
I mean, I didn't take my hunger down from feeding on that guy that I attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, you should have.
Yeah, so I think I'm at hunger 1.
Cool. So you're feeling fine. Oh, there was that moment, true, where you let your prey instincts kind of guide you, which was fun to watch.
Yeah, messy critical 9.
Messy critical. Yep. So after about 30 minutes, and Janet kind of hacks up her favorite body parts and rejoins the crew, I guess. Well, is there anything Elspeth and David want to talk about, or is it kind of a wait for everybody to get back together? Doesn't have to be. I'm just, one of those opportunities.
I don't think so. I think David probably has. I mean, I think he looks nice aside from the fact that he's got someone else's blood on his body. His clothes are probably a little tore.
Yeah, Elspeth would probably just general check in with David. Like, you okay? You doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just doing my protector duties. Are you okay?
I guess Papa Tim says that I failed my rouse checks after, so I might be actually at 3. I may have already written it down, but I might actually be at 3 hunger. Okay. But I think all things considered, David is, he's probably fine. There's a moment where you can see it's the mental check-in to make sure that he's fine, and he nods before saying, "I believe I am fine. I don't think that anything is wrong."
Okay. Good. You're not hurt. You're not.
Oh no, it takes a lot to hurt me.
This is true, actually.
I am afraid that words would hurt me before physical harm.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're okay, and everything went well.
Me too.
I want to ask Janet something, or the group collectively. So
Janet's probably making her way back, dabbing her lips from
cleaning up a little.
Focused.
Yeah. I wanted to share about what happened with Roman while you guys were busy with.
Oh, we're not that kind of coterie.
No. It wasn't. It wasn't anything like that. Although he did take me to a rundown motel, but nothing happened. She laughs nervously.
What is supposed to happen?
Okay.
David, sometimes people get a little. If you go to a cheap motel, sometimes things, Oh my
God. What?
No, okay.
What does he need?
He needs help.
Uh-huh.
And I want to see if we can help. So just hear me out. He's trying to help Thin Bloods get through the city.
What? Why?
Because they are in danger. They're not welcome. And we know about people not being welcome and in danger, looks to David. So maybe we could just extend a little bit of that grace to Thin Bloods who are coming from Colorado and Chicago and looking to get out of here quickly in the next couple of days and just need a safe place to hang their hat for a day or two before they are ushered out of the city, and no Mr. Bazary comes and slices their heads off. Because I assume that's what happens if, they get caught. And I just want you to know, Janet, that I know this is asking a lot. But I want you to know that Roman asked, but he did not put any pressure upon any of us to say yes. But he does trust us, and that's great. We've got the trust of a very important, another kindred in the city who has assets and things that they can do. He offered a boon in exchange for this helping of keeping a boon
in which I can't report to the Harpy.
I know it's not going to be like officially on the books, but it could just, we have this, we could keep it between us, like this boon.
Okay. All right.
I would say, Janet, you're the only one, by the way, before you say anything, you're the only one that knows that Thin Bloods in Boston obviously are super looked down on. They're mostly ignored, but you are, I wouldn't say aware, but there are rumors that Thin Bloods are quietly culled in Boston if they're around too long.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Why? Why should we become involved in their baggage?
Because I feel, let's say the Tremere are coming after David one day, and we're in trouble. I feel that if we went to Roman for help, he would help us.
So this is just about getting the boon.
Janet gives the look to Elspeth, like as she says, and Elspeth is like, okay, I can't lie. I want to help Roman.
Why?
Because I like him.
Okay, so you have a crush and you're willing to put us all potentially on the chopping block to move his little Thin Blood Underground Railroad.
And that's why I'm bringing this as it like it could benefit and help us. I think if we were
so far, I don't disagree with you. I'm just trying to get to the bottom about why you're so passionate about it.
I guess I also I'm thinking about the greater picture. I saw there's they're two kids, they're young kids. They are put in a situation that they didn't want to be in, and it just kind of sucks.
So
I don't
want to help them.
I want to help them. I do.
David, what do you think?
What would happen to us if we are found with them?
Well, there's technically not like a law or nothing against having a Thin Blood around. It's just kind of well known in Boston. If there's a Thin Blood around for too long, they don't stay around. They kind of disappear. It's just not safe for them. A lot of the older kindred of Boston aren't very fond of them. It's just bigotry at its finest, honey.
Yeah, it sucks.
So you're telling me that on these kids you want to help are on the run?
They're on the run.
They're just trying to get from point A to point B. They're just traveling through.
I don't know where their final destination is, but
and if we help these kids, are these going to come back again with more?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. This is just their stop right now. Clearly Roman is helping with this.
Okay, fine. You take responsibility for them.
Above board, can Thin Bloods be forced into torpor?
I Don't know.
I imagine a stake through the heart, they should be able to.
I think they go. Do they go into torpor? Or do they take damage like a mortal? Let me look.
Because I have an answer. I have an answer if this is the case. It's gonna cost some blood, but I have something I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do go into torpor if they hit maximum aggravated damage.
That's what I thought.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna take some blood, but with my Visceratica, I can leave them in stone. I can hide them inside of the quarry with containment. It's a feature of my level 3 discipline.
Interesting.
Oh?
Yeah, I can these items remain inaccessible and undetectable while merged, including staked kindred, bags, or weapons.
Okay, so Janet does. She turns to David and I said, "Well, what do you think about all this, David? You know, what you want? We gonna hide them? That makes us look real guilty. Technically, we're not doing anything wrong. It's just gonna be a little frowned upon."
I think having me around is more of a curiosity and more dangerous than having them.
Well, okay. So you're all for it. You want to do it.
I can hide them. They will merge each night when we awaken.
Yeah, how long are they with us?
I think it would be like 24 to 48 hours max.
I would need to feed, but I can hide them. I would recommend that they are asleep, as in the way that Roman was asleep.
Oh, like torpor?
Otherwise, they will be awake in the stone.
Well, they're going to have to sleep at the end of the night anyways. Can't we just do it just before they go to bed?
They can also go out during the day.
When I awaken,
right.
The stone pushes me out. If they are awake, the stone might push them out. I don't know what this is like with their generation.
I think we just this all. I mean, again, we don't have to hide them. They just need a place to crash, right? It's like,
yes,
your kids coming back from college. Okay, so tell Roman they get 24 hours here at the quarry.
Okay. 24 hours.
And then if things get bad or somebody shows up that shouldn't, we got a plan B where David can actually hide them.
Okay. They can stay in my pod since I can sleep in the stone now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be lovely, David, offering up your bedroom.
Okay. And I think it would just be one of them. I think Luke is his name. He would only need to stay for a little bit of time.
Does this mean that this will happen more often?
I don't know.
I think that's a much larger conversation we're going to have with Roman because I got questions.
Okay, well, if you said yes, he'll be here tomorrow and you can ask your questions. But I'll let him know that you are interested.
Why are we hiding them?
We're not hiding them. We're giving a place to stay.
That is tantamount to the same thing. Why are we letting them stay with us?
Well, that's what I keep asking Elspeth. She seems very passionate about the concept.
I think that our location is also ideal because it's not like deep in downtown or in the heart of the city. We're kind of like on the outskirts of Boston, so it's a good hideout spot.
But why do they not just seek an audience with the prince?
Because they don't plan to stay.
They don't plan to stay?
If the prince says no, take their heads.
But is that not against the masquerade?
Not if the prince says it and she feels that maybe our thin blood population's too high, or that they shouldn't be here, or Lord help if they're actually on the run.
Then who are their makers?
That I do not know. See, I think this goes back to a high risk for us because I don't want to become an orphanage, you know?
I know. I don't I don't think that's the intention here. But it would be good to set that boundary of we'll do this once, but next time maybe not. If you want to, do you want to be the one to say that, Janet? Because you seem pretty. I can say it too. I can establish that boundary.
Why is saying this to him difficult? Are you afraid that you will let him down?
Yeah. Maybe.
And is that so scary?
Yeah.
I can tell him. He already does not like me.
All right, I have an idea.
I don't think Roman doesn't like you.
You tell Roman we'll help him and these kids. I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I'm going to buy him a room at a mob hotel not far from here. We'll put him up. They're not going to be bothered. They can stay in the whole time. The only way for us to maintain some level of discretion and an alibi is to just not interact with them at all.
Okay, I mean, I've already interacted with them technically.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
See how that works? No, you haven't.
Okay.
Right? What kids? I'll put him up. I'll pay in cash. He can pick him back up there the next day and move him wherever he needs to move him to.
Okay.
Consider the quarry sacred ground. Are you going to bring the random strays off the street back to your sacred ground?
You did. Me. You did with me.
Honey, you followed us back. That's different.
Right, I did.
And then we came to love you and you stayed. But I'm just saying, I don't want him here. If we need to maintain some level of distance so that we're not found guilty of moving thin bloods through and in and out of this city without permission. Oh, by the way, don't worry. Fiorenza, she was lovely. And 2 is sending somebody to watch us. So now we're housing thin bloods and we're going to be being watched. I think it's a better idea if I just find them a safe place to stay.
I have a different idea.
Oh.
Why don't we tell them where Magpie was? Where Magpie was storing his memories. In that room.
Oh, you mean the sewer hole?
Sewer?
Near the trains.
Yeah, the abandoned subway.
We leave.
Train
we put them there?
Oh, David, you don't. This is a good idea. This is a good idea because here's what's going to happen. Roman, he's going to come back with more thin bloods that need to be moved. And we're going to be better prepared by suiting up the rat hole to hold thin bloods. Plus, it's in Bruja territory, so it won't be on us.
And no one ventures there, which is why Magpie stayed.
Yeah. Okay, I do think that the point of this is he wants it to be a place that's not anybody's territory.
Well, technically, this is our territory. Well, everything belongs to somebody.
Yes, but not. He doesn't want to store them in a specific clan territory like the Bruja or the.
So he's saying because we live in the Bumbles?
Yes.
We're fair game?
I think it is more dangerous than that for them here. Because of the type of attention that we draw, the fact that Fiorenza is going to leave us with a retainer that is going to judge our every move, and that I can smell wolves outside of our home.
So we'll talk about that later. That being said, I think for now, I'm going to put them up in a hotel. It'll be mob covered. Nobody will bother them. They'll be as safe as they could be. In fact, it's probably the safest hotel in all of the city. Okay? We're going to put them up. They'll be fine for 24 hours. Roman can come and get them when he's done. Next time he comes to us with this kind of ask, because, honey, by the stars in your eyes, you're going to say yes every time he asks you to do it, we'll have a better plan. And I actually have to agree with David. I don't give a fuck what Roman said. If we're taking the accountability to have to house him or move him, then we're going to put him where we want to put him. And the hidey hole in the sewer is perfect.
Okay.
It is safe enough that they intended to leave me there to be collected by someone else.
That's right. That's right.
So, are we putting him in the motel? In the
tonight,
hotel?
you just tell him I'm going to take care of it. Yeah, I'm going to take care of it. I'll make a phone call. I'll put some cash down. He'll be taken care of. He'll have a somewhat decent room.
Okay.
Tell him to check under the mattress.
I think Roman will be happy with any help that we can offer. So thank you. I will let him know and we can get that arranged.
Not chat saying that Tracy owes the world an orphanage. Oh.
No, it's so true.
This is making up for the past.
Chat came with fucking fists up today. That was
good. That's the best comment I think we've ever had.
It's a good throwback.
Man.
That's good.
That comment was years in the making, by the way.
Wow, that was years in the making. Wow. That being said, Jen, it's like we're gonna pay for him. We'll get him in and out of the city. We're gonna help Roman, tell him he won't pay a dime. But I want to talk to him about all of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll arrange that conversation when he comes tomorrow.
Why is he coming here? He should not be coming here.
When we meet him, you were supposed to go back to him.
Yes, I'm going to go back to him.
Okay.
And then tomorrow,
we'll
meet at a different location, not here.
Yeah. No, why would we meet? I'm going to give you a hotel. I'm gonna pay for a room, and the kid's gonna go. I don't want to see him.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to him.
Okay.
I don't want to shake hands. I need,
Okay.
In fact, I suggest you do the same. What kid?
Okay. I'm just gonna say one more thing. That I don't know a lot about Thin Bloods as a whole. But things that I know from my research is that they have capabilities, and I don't think these two, but again, if there's going to be more that come.
You're not going to be one of those, are you?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I think that they have capabilities that they are able, beyond what I'm able to do of talk to the dead, I think they might be able to get visions of dead kindred.
Why? Why do we need that? Why do we need visions of dead kindred?
The gang girl that David killed.
We're gonna just let it lie. It doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. I tried talking to.
No, you called an open landline, and somebody else other than the person you was looking for picked up.
Yes, it failed. What I did failed, but Thin Bloods may have the ability to do something that I can't do. And I think that that's very interesting. And I think, and I forgot that I'm hyperfixating on that other thing.
Yeah.
Being with my flaw. But anyway, I am just saying that if there are more that come into the city, I would love to learn from them. So I may also have an ulterior motive there.
You know that thin blood alchemy is kind of frowned upon, right?
It's fascinating. I run an apothecary where we do.
Well, honey, I think gynecology is fascinating, but I'm not studying under a doctor.
Okay, that was funny. I'm just saying, there's a lot we could learn. Knowledge. My big thing. Knowledge.
You need a hobby. We need
that is my hobby.
Crochet, a knit, like do you paint? Maybe David could show you how to sculpt.
How is history not a good and knowledge not a good hobby?
I'm not saying that knowledge isn't. I'm just saying digging into thin blood alchemy isn't. You could go research anything you wanted. What about growing flowers or beekeeping? Or anything just, a little bit more subtle that doesn't get us in trouble. Especially with somebody watching us.
To open an apiary because they sleep.
An apiary?
That's a beekeeping, honey. Okay, I think what I'm trying to say is you're taking a lot of risk. For the pursuit of what?
What is...
Scratch something off your list?
What is... science and experimentation if not taking risks? We would never have landed on the moon if we didn't take risks. I'm just saying.
Many of the risks we have taken have put us in this current position.
Janet, are there kindred on the moon?
Not yet.
Not that I know of, honey.
We don't need to breathe. Why? That would be so lonely.
That's a really good thought.
God.
That's a really good thought, David.
Instead of pontificating about the moon, I think what I'm trying to say is maybe if we're going to help Roman, I'd like to be a bit more hands-off than, you learning firsthand thin blood alchemy, which you shouldn't know. You shouldn't know. It's okay to not know everything. It's okay.
Okay. I get it.
Is it possible for you to quickly tell me why thin blood alchemy is wrong?
It's not.
Yeah, David, you wouldn't know anything about blood alchemy, really.
It's not wrong. It's frowned upon.
Like me.
Kind of. Think about it like this. Based on the masquerade, we know that our blood is sacred in certain ways. We're not really supposed to share it. We're not supposed to spill others' kindred vitae. There are reasons for that. Thin blood alchemy usually requires kindred vitae. It's also kind of not completely understood. One might say it's a little rebellious. And all of the older kindred who, let's say, don't possess such abilities are a little threatened. Yeah. And there's many reasons for that. Not just not understanding how they do what they do, but the fact that because they're thin blood, some of them can walk in the sunlight. Which puts them, really as one of the greatest risks, because guess who sleeps during daylight hours? They're considered a threat, honey. They're considered a threat.
Why do we not have guards during the day then?
We do. Most kindred have a ghoul for that very reason.
But we do not.
Well, we did, but based on choices made, I, as you know, got rid of my ghouls and protection.
That only emphasizes that we were sent here for punishment and death.
Yes, precisely. And I'd like to not use the place of punishment as a freaking crossroads for thin blood needs.
Okay.
So, instead of sending them here, we're going to take inspiration from David's idea and find a place to help with your little passion project, okay? Until then, I'm going to put him up in a mob-focused hotel. He won't be bothered. It'll be totally safe till Roman can pick him up the next day. And it's not too far from here, so if he has a problem, I'll give him the, give him the cell and he can call.
Okay. Well, do you want, what about this whole boon exchange? Is that something?
I would like to speak to Roman.
Okay, I will arrange for a separate meeting at some point down the line. That doesn't later. So it's not the night of the exchange. We don't know anything about that. We have nothing to do with that. All right, I have my
Tell him, yeah. Oh, wait, you're gonna need I probably go in my purse and find, again, it's not a nice hotel, but it is a mob hotel, so it's not gonna be like dirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
So probably some off-brand offshoot. I imagine deals and stuff go down here, trade of things. It's under, we pay off the cops so they're never around. It's just it's a mob-funded hotel. I'll call him up. In fact, I may run it when she goes to tell him. Maybe I'll run over there and drop cash, whatever. Pay in cash, put it on my tab, get a room. I don't want any questions. We'll give him a fake name. We're not even going to put the kid's name down. Just call it up, make it happen. And I go in my purse and I find like a card, like a business card for the motel, and I give it to you to hand to him.
Okay, I see. Got it.
You'll be going back tomorrow evening with all this, obviously?
Yes.
Do you give Elspeth the rundown on the Fiorenza meeting?
Well, she hasn't asked. She's been so terribly passionate about that thin blood alchemy.
Fair enough.
I suppose Elspeth will just at least ask, what are our next steps with all this stuff with Fiorenza?
Be available and good.
Okay.
We will have someone joining us. They will stay with us for a time.
We're going to be under, watch for a while, which is another reason why I don't need thin bloods running around the property.
What does that entail? Like, are they...
I don't entirely know.
Okay.
Miss Fiorenza said that they are nice, but they would be watching us and judging our intentions.
Okay.
Let's say you could tell she's a proper businesswoman. She wasn't rude, undermining. She seemed to very much be interested in David and whether or not he would be willing to go outside his comfort zones to fulfill requests from her.
I answered honestly, and I do not know how she felt about that.
But she didn't look disappointed. So we'll take that as a win. And we finished her little task with flying colors, literally flying, because David, he flew. And we fixed it. It was fine, and she seemed content and happy, as happy as you can when your girl shows up with one arm and a suitcase attached to the other.
And we have like a trial coming up, right? That's still...
Well, that's up to David, because she told us that we didn't have to go if we didn't want to go. But it's David's trial, so I'm leaving it to you, honey. What do you want to do?
Part of me wants to be there.
Okay.
But another wishes to stay away from those that want to surveil my actions.
Well, what does you want to be there?
I just want to know why they want me. Do they wish to just pick me apart? And even after this is done, will I still be safe?
Well, all good questions. For the second one, I would say yes, unless they want to face, Fiorenza's wrath. The first question, hun, is about closure. And one of the hardest things to come to terms with is sometimes we're never going to get closure.
Janet, I just don't want to constantly feel like I have to look over my shoulder.
Well, you don't anymore. That's the whole reason we had this kind of deal with Fiorenza. Now, it does mean you're going to make some enemies. The Tremere, they're not going to like us. And they're now going to know who you are. Which before they were at least a little unknowing. So yeah, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, honey.
And what of the Ventru?
Well, that is for me to worry about. Don't you worry about the Ventru. The only Ventru you need to worry about is Fiorenza. Well, and me, of course.
But will they not be upset? You said that there was a second box, and that box was much like mine. If something like me was inside, would they not be upset that theirs was like me?
I have a feeling that they're going to play that a lot closer to their chest than the Tremere did. If they're having problems with their box, like every good middle-aged man, they'll keep it to themselves.
I don't know what that means.
It's okay, hon. When you grow up, you'll understand.
Is this something to do with the motel?
Sometimes. No, I think, hon, what I'm trying to say is, you're never going to be everybody's friend.
I know.
And sometimes we're going to make enemies, and people are not going to like us for things that we absolutely can't control. I just want you to be focused on what you can control.
I cannot control anything.
That's not true. You get up every day, and you control your actions, your words, your choices. I think what I'm trying to say is I would rather you focus on what ideally could be a very positive thing for us with Fiorenza than worry about whether or not the Tremere are going to tell you why they shipped you here in a box. I have a feeling, I have a good feeling that's going to come out all its own. Patience is a virtue.
Is it possible now to find our way back to Annika?
Not until our 6 months is up. Unless, of course, we want to send Betty, which I had already kind of planned to do. I was going to send Leon, but then he decided he needed to be part of the club, So now he's stuck here, too.
I understand.
I can see you thinking about it, and you cannot go visit Annika. Plus, she has a soft spot for you, and she doesn't want to tell you the truth. And what we're looking for here is the dirty God's honest truth. We need somebody like Betty who's going to see through the bullshit, who's going to ask the hard questions, and who can talk in riddles and understand what comes out the other side,
I think it is time that I understand with a bit more complexity and not to be glossed over.
Well, like I said, my hope would be for us to get you some of that information so we can stop glossing over and get some hard knowledge, as Elspeth is so want to acquire.
I agree.
So for now, until Fiorenza needs something, we should just keep moving. The good news is, hey, the quarry almost done, ready to be opened. Start doing business, making some money. I've been balancing the books, to see what like our potential earnings are. Plus, I have yet to actually talk to Fiorenza about it, but I had an idea that if she was really looking to make a statement here, real estate's important, building new things. We got granite, we got concrete. It's a potential opportunity for us that's not rooted in drama, just dollars and numbers.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. Because it's a lot of dollars. Like 4 dots worth.
Well, good. Let's keep. I'm glad that it's all looking good and everything is moving along. I'm gonna go. Well, we should probably all rest because it's gonna be daytime soon. And then
I got blood under my fingernails.
okay.
I'm gonna go wash. Hopefully I didn't splatter anything when I shot that guy. I just kind of mutter under my breath as I like walk away.
David and Elspeth linger maybe briefly, momentarily before you separate and go your separate ways. And obviously the night comes to a close. And as the night comes to a close, we too will come to our break. And we'll be back after our break and return for the back half of the show. We'll see you then. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you got your coffees refilled. I certainly have mine refilled. We're going to kind of jump right back into this so we can pick up where we left off. Following evening is where we're going to be picking up, actually. So everybody go ahead and make me your rouse checks. Elspeth gets a little hungrier. What are you at, Elspeth?
Just 2.
Okay, cool. Do you want to hold off on feeding for the moment?
For the moment.
Okay. Then the next night begins as the moon crawls into the sky and the sun finally slips away past the horizon. You, Kindred, the 3 of you, Kindred, wake up as you always do within the quarry. You can hear, on this evening, you probably even hear the bits of construction that are wrapping up on that little office building now, which is basically finished at this point. It's finishing touches and whatnot. Security systems are fully set up and, the usual as you kind of get your evenings going. The very first thing I imagine as you get together is Elspeth is going to kind of head out and make her way back to the motel with her answer.
Yes, I am going to do that.
So we can easily cut scene over to the motel. We see the Motel 6 sign lit on its neon lights lit up, the parking lot with its sparing few cars, potholes and trash spewed everywhere. And Elspeth shutting the door as she steps out of the vehicle in the parking lot, walking up to door, or say room number 7 on the first floor of this 2-story outdoor kind of motel. As you walk up, I imagine a couple brief knocks before the door itself opens, and Roman's on the other side, and he greets you with just a pleasant smile and just kind of waves you to come in. Same 2 individuals, Jasmine and Luke, are still there. And as the door shuts, he turns back to you and he just kind of says, "So?"
Yes. So chatted with the coterie, and good news, we're willing to help as a group.
You see relief kind of roll across his face as you say that.
Yes. A couple of stipulations, I should say. Janet feels the quarry may not be the best place, being that we are potentially going to be surveilled for some time.
Surveilled by who?
He
looks back to the other 2 and he's like, he puts his arm on his hand on your shoulder. He's like, "Step outside for a minute."
Yes. That's probably best.
As you step out, he actually will keep walking to your car. He'll get away from the building so that make sure nobody's listening. He's like, and he turns back to you and goes, "Fucking surveilled by who? Camarilla?"
Kind of, yes.
How is that any? Aren't they the ones that put you out in Waltham?
Yes, and we are trying to work with another member of a Camarilla from a different city for some diplomatic immunity for some of our current situation that we're going through. So I did not realize that that's going to come with some surveillance from the kindred from another Camarilla city that may be watching us for a little bit of time.
Who the fuck from another Camarilla city can offer you any sort of protections in your city in Boston? What are you talking about? That sounds... It's wicked confusing.
Do I tell him the person? Does it matter?
He's so cute. He's so cute.
I love
looks
that
a little. He's a guy. He's like, he looks a little confused, and he's like, I don't know anybody that has that kind of fucking pull.
You know a very powerful Ventru woman that isn't Janet by the name of Fiorenza Savona?
Yeah, ain't she? Yeah, she's that.
New Mexico, I think, or something like
She's
that.
Out that way. Oh, it's one of those names I've heard before. Just like a big wig fucking Ventru, like so many of them.
Yeah, Janet and crew pulled some strings with the Ventru big wigs, and she's helping us with our current plight. I'm trying to remember if Roman knows like all of David stuff, or just we're just trying to make sure that one of our coterie mates is kind of similar to what you're doing with the Thin Bloods, that is allowed to stay in the city and not be thrown out or killed or taken or blah 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 blah. So that's where we're getting help, but it comes with some level of surveillance. So I just think the quarry is not a good place.
So you're robbing. So wait, hang on. Maybe this is a bit reductive. I apologize. But you're like robbing Peter to pay Paul? You're making a deal with the bigger devil?
Kind of. Isn't that how it always... Remember our conversation about the Camarilla that night at the diner? That's kind of how it goes in this society.
He just kind of puts his hand behind his head and he's like, fuck, girl.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. But we have to do what we have to do to survive, I guess. What kind
of diplomatic immunity did you need? I don't understand. Diplomatic immunity from what? Like, I understand you're being punished for something you did in New York. Everybody knows that. But, like, it was so bad you need diplomatic immunity from somebody, and, this can't be a free thing. Nothing's fucking free in this life.
It's David. We just have to keep him safe. That's all I can
Who's
really...
after David?
Tremere.
Oh, fuck. You see his face completely drop, and there's just, like, I don't want to say, like, scared. That's not the word I'm looking for. Shocked. Shocked is maybe the word I'm looking for. Oh, the fucking Tremere want David? Why?
Yeah,
what do you do to him?
It's complicated. I think they want his blood. Is really he's special. That's all I can say about it. He's special.
Jesus.
And the Tremere want his blood. We're trying to keep him safe. We made a deal with the Ventru to help keep him safe from the Tremere. So yeah, we're in it a little bit right now.
You see him reach down to the cross that he wears, from his sister, and he just mumbles to himself, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And he just like gives himself the sign of the cross really quick. Holy, if I knew you were so fucking deep in with the shit with the Tremere, maybe I wouldn't have asked you.
That's not saying we can't help and that we don't have a lot of powerful assets.
And I don't mean this to be fucking rude, but is it more of a liability that Luke stays with you and then maybe I just go with my plan B? Like, I don't think they're gonna get caught or nothing.
Just hear me out. This is Janet's plan, and you can determine if you want to go through with this or not. Luke doesn't come to the quarry. Luke goes to another motel, a mob-owned hotel that Janet is in with, and stays there. It's also still on the outskirts of Camarilla territory, so it's not deep in Toreador or whatever territory. He goes there, he stays there. There's no paper trail. It's none of us know about it. It's a safe place for him to stay, and he could stay there for a night and get picked up. And he will be guaranteed safe there. I know that for certain. This can be trusted. And it probably would be safer than the quarry, regardless of if we were being watched or not, because you never know who's going to show up at our door. We sometimes get visitors. We've gotten like freaking, what's her name? April Bosley come to us once before unannounced. So we wouldn't want that happening when there's a thin blood. So this is still probably just a better option. And again, it will be safe. You can determine if you want to do this. If your plan B is a better option, you feel that's fine. But I do want to help, and I think Janet is interested in helping, and so is David. So that's what we're offering.
You see him chew on it for a little bit, and kind of furrows his brow as he thinks about it. Even like chews on his cheek, quite literally, a couple times before he nods and looks back up at you. Who am I to say no? It's a fucking gracious offer. If Janet is willing to dip into her contacts to help, I accept. I say yes. But
yes,
he leans in a little bit. But what about you, Elspeth? I mean, are you as tied up in all this as Janet is? Not that Janet's doesn't know what she's doing, but this is just her life. You told me you were new to all this, right?
Yeah.
You're young.
Yeah. That still stands. It's a lot, but we are a coterie, and the choices we all make affect all of us. So this is where we're at now.
When Elspeth says that, does it come off as like she's pretty sincere and certain about it? That she's saying it almost like it's practiced? Just something I'm curious what Roman will read off of you when.
Yes, I think it is a very scripted by the book's answer, and that she may not necessarily believe that.
Yeah, and maybe, I'll make a roll. One. When you say that, he kind of, again, he chews on that for a brief moment or two before he leans in. He's like, listen, the way that if I can help Thin Bloods get out of here, I could help you get out of here. I'm not, and he steps back from, like, he leans in when he says that, and then he leans back, and he's like, I'm not saying it's necessary or even you fucking want to, but getting mixed up in other people's issues, especially in our life, there's no real easy way out of that. The deeper you get, the harder it is to kind of escape that shit. Janet looks like she thrives in it, but he gives you he smiles. Maybe you even like laugh a little bit, but he smiles. He's like, I'm not saying you're not cut out for that life. I'm just saying I don't think that's the life you thought you would be leading.
Yeah, Elspeth thinks on that as well, and now she chooses.
And if she does, he actually takes that opportunity. He's like, what do you want, actually? We've talked about where you came from and now where you are, but like, we haven't really talked about how you got from point A to point B and if that's even what you wanted in the first place. Like, are you okay? And there's like a genuineness behind that of like, almost like he's realizing right now how deep, Elspeth, you are in this shit without realizing how deep in the shit you were even to begin with when it came to like Fiorenza and stuff.
Yeah, maybe Elspeth hadn't fully processed it until it's being said to her. And so she pauses again. I don't know. It's all just kind of happening so quickly. So if you ask me what I want, I'm just wanting to learn more and me and my desire for knowledge. I don't know. I don't know what I want out of all of this. All I know is, when I met David, I felt that, well, not that I felt, I feel like he needs to be protected. Just like how you feel about these Thin Bloods. That's how I feel about David. So I will do what it takes to make sure that that happens.
I could help you both get out of here.
It's a kind offer.
There's a few states where the KM ain't in charge. Anarchs, I mean, they have a ton of their own fucking problems, especially here in Boston, but they'll probably turn a blind eye to a couple of refugees.
If you know what, could we put a hold on that offer of maybe if it really comes down to it one day and shit's looking real bad and the Tremere come knocking on our doorstep, ready to take us away.
When you say that, he actually, his eyes wide, and he'll partially smile, but you can tell there's sincerity behind it. He's like, if the Tremere come knocking on your doorstep, please don't come knocking on mine. At that point, I cannot, will not, shall not help you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Don't fuck with those blood witches. Those fuckers are scary.
Yeah. I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to leave Boston. I don't want to leave. But who knows where this life is gonna take us. So
they want David that bad. I don't know why you aren't trying to get out of Boston. I'm not and he leans back and almost catches himself. Not that I'm trying to pressure you to leave Boston or anything, but I mean, Janet can't be that important, right?
I guess I hadn't really considered it an option. I mean, when you're on the run, you're always in fear that you're going to get found. And
well, you made a deal with the devil, so you don't have to be on the run. But I'm telling you, that shit's golden handcuffs. Nothing comes from our kind without some sort of fucking handcuffs.
Probably. And it's already starting. So, because we're getting a visitor tomorrow night or tonight. I don't even know. By the way, all of this, if you do end up taking this deal, Janet wants to have a conversation with you at a later date.
He nods and he's like, I'm happy to talk to her anytime.
I appreciate it, Roman, that you are looking out for my well-being.
He
Sometimes
smiles.
I forget to do that.
This is one thing I've learned this fucking city lacks is people who are being honest and genuine, and that shit pisses me the fuck off. Janet denied. He'll say not Janet and I. He'll just go. That's why I like Janet. If I don't know all that well, I can smell bullshit off people, and she ain't got it.
It's true. And I try not to have it either, so that's why.
No, you smell of innocent daisies being hurled into a trash barrel filled with raccoons shitting on the walls in the back of an Arby's. I don't fucking know.
I just had a very visual image of that, and I do not like it.
Yeah, innocence is being corrupted, I guess, is what I'm trying to fucking say. Just be careful.
Yeah.
You have an eternity of unlife, but shit moves fast.
Yeah. I see that.
Look, tell Janet I'll take the offer. I super appreciate it. I would have argued that the quarry would be safer if you hadn't told me that the devil is sending his best man. So, good fucking luck with that. And, let Janet know I'm happy to chat with her whenever she wants.
Okay.
And tell David to fucking look out for himself. As innocent as you are, that man acts like he's a toddler who's never walked in his life.
Yeah, he can hold his own. That's for sure. Okay. Well, she gives him the card and
yeah, you hand the card, kind of breaks the awkwardness a little bit, and he's he almost wits insight.
What's inside? Let's see. I'm gonna re-roll because I really
Sure,
wanna.
yeah.
I'm curious.
The dice hate you.
I know I'm not doing. Oh my
God.
goodness. Well,
With 2
okay.
successes, though, it's not super hard to read. You could tell there's a moment where he goes in for a hug and he almost doesn't know if it's like an awkward moment, and then he stops himself and he just kind of turns to walk away, and he just throws up his hand, and he's like, "I'll see you when I see you."
Yeah. Good luck.
And he walks off. And as he makes his way to the motel, I imagine you hop in your car and you drive away. Janet and David, you're left alone for maybe, it's like it's hour there, hour back. You're probably left for like 2.5 hours or so. Not that it matters all that much, the amount of time. But you are left by yourselves for a little bit. It's an opportunity for Janet and David to speak, but otherwise we can cut right to when Elspeth shows back up.
Janet just like maybe will bring David along to walk the new building. And like kind of just
it looks
look at
very good. It's it needs some painting now, and
right.
that's about it. But
and like the
looks...
showroom floor eventually, we're gonna have to fill with stuff. And so Jenna's just kind of walking and she says, "Hun, so I have a special request."
All right.
And she's kind of showing you what is basically an empty showroom floor at the moment. She said, eventually, this whole place is going to be filled with tiles and bricks and columns and options. And I wanted something that would really make our business super unique. And I thought to myself, we have one of the best artists in all of Boston right here in the quarry with us. So I wanted to see if you might be interested in making something to put on display as an example of what a custom piece from the company might look like.
Do you have something in mind?
No, because you're the creative one. I was thinking something large, really impressive, could be, sold as like a water fixture, maybe could be used as a fountain, or it could be used as a centerpiece in a marble lobby,
Yes, I think so.
So anyways, but it'd be a way for you to make commission, on the sales of them, and have an outlet for your creative energies.
I can do this. I just needed to know if there was someplace specific, if there was something that it should not be versus something that it should be.
Oh, well, maybe, not a vampire or something that's going to tell everybody what we do.
Right.
Right. Other than that, this isn't a PG company, so, classic nudity is welcome. Little Venus de Milo,
I have something in mind, but I should avoid using another like us.
You have something in mind, but you should avoid... Oh, were you going to make a statue of another kindred?
It has crossed my mind, but I generally allow the visions to take me.
Well, you know what, hun? So far, your visions haven't let you astray too much, though, I wouldn't use the Witch of the Yard statue as like the centerpiece of a fountain. But, I trust you. Let your fingers do what they do.
I will get to work immediately.
Well, okay. Yeah, go, hun. Flourish.
And he goes off as you're like, flourish. Time passes before Elspeth arrives back.
Okay, all is done. He's going to take the offer, and it has been arranged.
Well, the hotel's paid for. It's all I called in. Easy peasy.
Good. Well, we can leave it at that, because no more discussions about the scenario.
I imagine in this moment, as she's saying that, Janet's probably looking down and reading some paperwork or
Can
something.
I roll
and if she says
an insight check on that?
Do you need to? It's up to Elspeth. Does she need to roll an insight check, or is it as obvious as
it's probably quite obvious.
I imagine we even saw Janet look up from her
Eyebrow
papers
raise.
when she said that. Like,
yeah, like it folded down. Like, did something happen?
No, nothing. Nothing happened.
Why are you like this?
You just said we're not supposed to really talk about the situation, so I'm not talking about it.
No, I said I didn't want to talk about the Thin Bloods. What situation? There was no situation when you left.
It's
just as you say you hear Magpie's voice. Where do you want the rest of the Ethernet cables?
Anywhere where they can't be seen. We've talked about this.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the spare Ethernet cables that are
Take them with you. Sell them for junk. I don't know. Plug them into your cranium. Isn't that what you do?
You're such a fucking. And he like mumbles to himself as he walks away.
You know what that boy needed? A better mother.
you hear, my mother was just fine.
Yeah, well, I'm paying her bills.
Situation.
When is our person coming? Do we know?
No. Why are you so worried about this person? You seem very jittery. What did he say?
I think he's just concerned about my well-being and the state of everything.
Your well-being?
Yes. I told him a little bit about our situation.
Oh, okay.
And the situation that we found ourselves in. And how it's really not ideal, that we've kind of made a deal with the devil.
She's not the devil. You haven't even met her. She's wonderful. And what? Just because she's a powerful, scary woman, she has to be the devil?
Lucifer was cunning, okay? So...
Yeah, but he was also wrongfully accused and banished to hell, because he wanted to speak his mind. You think I haven't read? Girl, I grew up Catholic. I think what I'm trying to say, Elspeth, is, I understand things are flourishing between you and Roman, but just know the more you tell him, the more in danger it could put him at risk.
Oh, that's always how it is. It's like when you read the comic books and it's like the superhero can't reveal his identity because it always puts all of his loved ones in danger. Is that how it is?
I don't know. Is it?
Yes, that is how it is.
How you feel?
Yes, like my grandmother has to be. Betty is going to help me put her under some sort of surveillance so that she doesn't get killed. And now Roman, somebody that I actually like, might also be in danger because if we do something wrong, then all the people we care about are going to get chopped.
Chopped?
And thrown to the bottom of the sea, like your mob people.
Wow. That looks like it felt really good.
Yes, it did. Because you know what? I realized that I am in this life of undead for probably only a year and like 4 months now, okay? And now all of these things are happening very quickly, and we have to just make decisions that may put us in debt. Like this is like college debt, but like you are like to the max, and we are going to be paying this. What I thought college debt was bad when I had to pay it off for like 20 years. We're going to be paying this off for maybe like 100 years.
Loan maxing.
Okay. One, most of the debt is going to be handled by me. So take a deep breath.
How do we know that? We're a coterie. We're all in this, that whole thing. We're in this
together. We are, but I can assure you if there is anything to be dealt with, it will be dealt with. I will deal with it, okay? I don't want you worried about that. That's just a ridiculous thing to waste your energy on. For all the rest of it, let me remind you of something. You were given a second chance in this life. Josiah chose you, and now you're learning she chose you for a very specific reason. Do you remember?
Yes.
to take care of David, right? To be his protector or whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
Not once in all of that did you mention that as important. Don't let your little heart throbs and your desperate need for information and knowledge to blind you from the truth, which is that every decision that you make is about protecting him.
Yeah.
So as good as it felt to see, hearts fly or whatever between the two of you when you told him the truth about your situation, ask in the long run if it's worth it, putting our information and potentially David at risk.
That's a good point. I didn't give him all the details, but.
And you know what? I trust Roman. So at least in this regard, you haven't really fucked up. But I don't want you to lose sight of the truth because you're bringing up demons on the other side and getting so excited about all this information. There is actually a reason for all of this, even though it feels huge and bad. It's because hopefully you and I share the same interest that David is something important that needs to be.
He is
protected, and I say that in a generalized term. Trust me, he can protect himself, but I mean protected,
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So don't lose sight of that, because Yesiah didn't pick you because you're really good at flirting with a guy on a motorcycle. And I'm beginning to think she didn't just pick you because you're good with books. So take all that fiery passion and remember what path you're walking.
Yeah. Thanks, Janet. I think that's also a good reminder.
Good. Now, stop sulking and being so nervous. You're sweating.
Yes. Actually, I wanted to talk to David about something.
Well, he's been given an assignment, for lack of a better term. Yeah, his store's open, and I want him to put up a custom piece.
Oh.
So you probably find David looking around for a piece of stone that's calling to him, or what have you, beginning the beginnings process of getting art, starting to get art worked on. He's probably, I imagine, even when you approach, correct me if I'm wrong, Bub, but I imagine David's probably even just lost. Like, even if Elspeth wasn't super quiet approaching, you're very lost in, like, looking for the piece of stone that calls you and shows you what is underneath while you're looking for the piece to work on.
Yeah, and if he can't find anything immediately, then there's a high likelihood that he would try to carve out of the quarry himself with his tools.
Sure, and maybe you're looking for, you're looking at both. You're looking at large pieces of stone or just the quarry itself. And it's not that it's that something doesn't jump out right away. It's, it when you see it. Mm-hmm. There's just a moment where you're like, oh, I see what is hiding beneath the sheen of the surface of the stone that you were going to kind of etch away and crawl away. So yeah, you see him walking and just probably leisurely enjoying himself and taking in the different pieces he could potentially work with as Elspeth walks up.
Hey, David. How's the decorating going?
Hello, Elle. I'm trying to find what is going to work for this request. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm looking for yet, but I'm trying to let the stone speak to me.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Well, if you need any help, let me know. I wanted to tell you about something that happened recently, a few nights ago when you were gone. I don't even remember where you were at this point, or what you were doing, but you were not here. And I was with Janet and Betty.
Okay.
So a couple of nights ago, we wanted to investigate this gangrel situation of the kindred that you killed in the woods that
Yes.
Betty was looking into, and we had that necklace. So I tried talking to him or to it in the afterlife, doing the things that I do, the whole like ceremonies, rituals that I do. It didn't quite go the way I was expecting. And I thought I was communicating with something. I was communing with something from the beyond that I thought was the scan girl that you killed. So I wanted to get more information. It turns out
You kept making fun of his name. Sorry.
Yes. uh, it turns out it was not. It was something else.
What do you mean by something else? Was it someone else?
Yes. And I don't know what. And I don't think it was a kindred or a person.
What could you have spoken to then?
I don't know. It was very cunning. It was very, I'm trying to even think of the right words to describe it. Something about it felt off. It knew things about us, at least. It had called me a neonate. It had mentioned my clan. It knew things and details about our life. My current theory, if you want to know, is I think it was a demon.
Is that normal for you to speak to demons?
No, not at all. And that's kind of scary.
How many more things are there like us out there that we do not know about?
That's a good question. There's quite a bit. From my understanding, like we met, well, I mean, like Magpie and what's her name at the diner, like they have their own things going on that can't be explained by normal modern sciences.
I know about the wolves.
Yes.
They're not far from us, ever.
Things like Janet's husband, is what I would call a wraith. That they are usually what I try to talk to. And I don't even know if Kindred, from what this thing told me, Kindred can't even become that. So maybe I went wrong somewhere. But there's a lot out there is really what I'm trying to say. And I do not quite know what this thing was. That's just my theory.
Do you think that maybe we draw too much attention to ourselves?
Perhaps in the supernatural sense, maybe.
Should we try to excise the issues of these threats?
I'm not sure how.
We could start with Janet's ring. Have you not noticed that her husband is still with her?
Oh, yes. And I'm quite interested in that.
Do you think that Janet notices?
I don't know. I think she's so focused on the future that she doesn't think about the past.
I don't know if it is the ring or if it is Janet.
That ring is a fetter.
Do you think that he misses her?
I think there is unfinished business left there that needs to be taken care of.
Is that all it is with fetters then? Unfinished business?
Generally, if a wraith is left lingering, it's usually because there's something, they died without finishing something and are unsettled by their situation and need to have closure.
Everything is transactional.
Even in the afterlife.
Then how do we get rid of that threat if that is making things worse for us? Or do you even think that is making it worse for us?
I don't know if it is. And to be honest, I don't see it as a threat. Not yet, at least.
It's more of a, you would not see it as a threat. You like dangerous things.
It's what I would call a morbid fascination.
Potato, potato.
I just wanted to let you know that that happened, and I am planning on digging deeper into it rather than getting rid of it. I'm going to get to the bottom of this one way or another.
Is that not dangerous?
Yes. And Janet would probably be very not agreeable to this, but it doesn't matter. This is important. This is beyond all of us. Whatever that entity was, it is beyond anything we're doing here in this life. And I need to know more. I just wanted you to know that that happened and keep you informed.
Are there many more of your clan?
My clan in particular, no.
Hakata in general, like even Hakata in general, though, like lesser numbers than any of the major clans.
Yeah.
So then in the city, there is just you and Annika.
Yeah, there may be another like Giovanni or something.
There might be a couple more, but you don't know any of them.
There was a bloodline of Hecata, the Milners, who I think are from Boston, and they were part of the Greater Giovanni. But
yeah, nothing Annika mingled with really. Like no, like yes, you know that they're around, but you've never had any kind of interaction with them.
There may be others, but they are like a whole different breed of. They deal more in like mob stuff like Janet does than they do like the experience of the dead like Annika and I do.
You said that you are not allowed to sire because you would make something like Thin Bloods, right?
Correct.
And if I am understanding correctly, there is a delineation of blood and age, so that your sire is supposed to be older than you, but their blood is stronger, right?
Correct. Yes.
But Annika is very old, and you are very young.
Yes. I don't know Annika's history. I don't know how she came to Boston. I don't think she's actually a native to here. But the power in her blood, not something I'm quite aware of.
Do you have no one else to talk to about your clan?
No. It's unfortunate. I would love to talk to others.
Me too.
Yeah. Well,
how can I help you talk to this demon?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna do some research as usual. And when the time comes after the research, we get to experimentation again. But that I'm not quite at that step yet. I'm still in the research phase. So when it comes to the experimentation phase, I may enlist you for help.
Should we be afraid of this demon?
Possibly.
Does it know who I am?
I don't know. I don't think it knows any of us. It just happened to see an opening because I opened the proverbial veil between worlds and it jumped in. I want to try to host it and not just have it corporeal. I want it to manifest in a body. It may not be my body. And I also want to try to command it, which I do have that. I will eventually have that capability. And I don't know if it's going to work because technically I'm only able to do that on ghosts. And I don't know if it's a ghost, but I'm going to try because that's how you learn.
How many ghosts have you spoken to?
Well, by my own volition, I've spoken to ghosts that Annika has summoned. So probably like 5 or 6.
How many of them have spoken back?
A few. 3 or 4, maybe.
Did they all know that you were a neonate kindred?
No. I don't think they even knew what neonate meant.
To be honest, I do not know what it means either.
I think it's some ancient term. I studied anthropology and people, and I think they pulled it from some, ancient culture.
Then maybe it is more dangerous to try to host something like this.
Probably.
You should still speak with Janet about it.
Yes, and I know she's going to say no, but I'm going to do it anyway. I need to do this.
Why?
Because I was given this thing that I don't think he said that maybe my clan, it was like some sort of taboo thing that they had done generations ago, maybe. So that's why I have to do some research. But if that's resurfacing, I need to know what this is and better understand it. It's if you were to ask, and you know what, Roman asked me this earlier, like, what do I want in life? This is what I want. I want to know more about this.
Then can I ask you a difficult question?
Yes.
What do you think Annika would say?
I think she would probably want me to be careful and probably think that I may be a bit over my head in this because I don't have years upon years of training the way she does.
Then you should get help. Perhaps you ask Annika to help.
I could. That's not a bad idea, actually. It's not a bad idea at all. Okay, I'll think on this, David. This is good.
If there is something in you that you are remembering that was hidden, I think I understand what that is like, as I have many things in me that I do not understand, and that interest me, but I am afraid to approach them. I am afraid to approach Janet about the shadow that looms around her. I am afraid to ask you or Annika for your blood to help me remember the things that I forgot about me. I know that Janet says that the blood is special and it is important, but every chance that I have seen where my blood is shared, it saves the lives of those around me. It helped Liz. In time and care, it helped Roman. And it will help many others afforded time. If it meant that the Tremere were happy and satisfied, and that they would leave me be, I would just give them my blood as well. But I am afraid that they would not be satisfied with just my blood.
Yeah. I think you're right about that.
I never feel far from oblivion. I have felt it since I came from the box. And I have questions that keep having fingers pressed to the lips of and pause. I will only wait so long.
I know how that feels.
If I can help you, I will help you.
And same on my end as well, David.
Just promise that you will consider what Annika might say and how Janet might feel, because I ask myself how Janet would feel before I do anything. I do not want to displease her.
Yes.
No, I don't want to let Janet down.
The good old WWJD.
I don't know what that means. There's a lot of things that I do not know about tonight.
What would Janet do? Just remember. Yes. Or WWJS. What would Janet say?
You see David kind of taking it in, and the two of you separate at that? Okay.
Yes.
As you walk away. You know, the conversation went on for maybe 30 or so minutes, we'll say. Maybe a little less than that. Probably wasn't that long. But time passes. At 10 o'clock on the dot, vehicle quietly pulls up to the front gate of your quarry. You see the headlights before you hear the cars and the tires on the gravel. A door opens and shut, and you would hear just a male voice say, "I'm looking for Miss Janet Janetti and her coterie."
Coming. I'll kind of, get up and scutter that way.
Yep. You just see a gentleman in a well-dressed suit with sunglasses on at night and slicked back gelled hair, completely clean-shaven, look to you and say, "I'm to escort you to your meeting with Miss Savona's subordinate."
Oh. Fall guys, fall in.
So you just hear, wherever Elspeth and David are, you just hear Janet's voice. Fall guys, fall in.
Come, let's go.
Oh, guess it's time.
If that's above, I don't even think David thinks about it. He just steps out with Elle and like loops her up under the waist and just flits up to the top of the quarry.
Couple of beats of the wings, you cover a great amount of distance very quickly and easily. And as you land, the gentleman on the other side of the gate doesn't flinch at that. You just kind of land gently next to Janet, and all you are dressed rather well already, so you don't have to stress too much about that. And you make your way into the giant black SUV with tinted windows, much like before, and warmed leather seats, of course, Janet. As you make your way, you get into the car, and the car peels away, much like before. This has a tinted window between yourself and the driver. You're kind of in the back by yourselves. And the drive itself, where you're in Waltham, they're bringing you up to Lexington, which is north of Waltham by about 15 minutes. It's like the nicer area where a lot of people live. And where you've met with Miss Savona last time, and any venture really in these penthouse suites or private restaurants or what have you, here, it's very clear that you're being driven to the suburbs. And eventually, you pull up to a very typical one-story suburban home. We're talking like the 4-bedroom, 2-car garage, very like 90s, 2000s, live, laugh, love energy, that kind of feeling as you kind of roll up the driveway. The front porch light is on. Completely different than you've really met with any of the other venture in the past, at least up to this point. The car doesn't turn off, but it goes into park, and the driver would step out and open the door for all of you. There is no security guard that stands out front of this home. And as you're each stepping out, what is like the look on your faces? Is there worried, tense, neutral, surprised? I'm curious, like as the camera sees you each stepping out one by one from the car, what you look like. Is there emotion on your face?
Well, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, of course you are. No,
so
just being where you
get
are
out
being
with
like
that level of confidence that, like, if we got to welcome this person in, we're going to be on our absolute best, most composed behavior. So I get out like Jackie Kennedy from a limo. Okay.
yeah. So you look confident. David's
out. Very just stoic. He doesn't wear a lot of emotion on his face, but I think there is like a lingering curiosity about the place. He's kind of picking out every little bit and trying to understand how it all works.
Elspeth?
A little nervous, but trying to keep the composure.
As you make your way up the cobblestone path to the front door that's a bright red against like a green out exterior, just as you're about to approach the door and like say grab it and knock on it, the door actually swings open before you even can do so. And standing in the doorway is a man that's like 5'11", somewhat on the thinner side. He's wearing a 3-piece charcoal suit with a like deep orange pocket square in his pocket.
Is it custom or is it off the rack?
It's custom.
Okay.
Janet can immediately tell that this is custom.
Okay.
And you would actually notice he's actually got an apron tied around his waist, folded down. He's still wearing that suit underneath it. He's wearing perfect shoes. And as soon as he sees you, he smiles wide. He's got a clean-shaven face, bright blue eyes, and just short black hair. And with a bright smile, he says, "You're earlier than I expected. Come in. Mind the rug. There's a little red stain from the previous guest. They got very excited as far as I understand. Come in. And he ushers you all in. Each one of you step in, and it's immediate as you step in. You can feel the warmth of the kitchen because you can smell food is actually cooking.
Oh, What's he cooking?
It smells like meat, like braised, some sort of braised meat, some sort of braised steak or something.
Love that.
As you step in, he says, I'm braising something. It's not for me. I haven't eaten in several years, and I imagine it's the same for you. And he smiles. But it keeps my hands busy while I'm waiting. Come. And as he brings you into the kitchen, he quickly offers you a seat. The kitchen itself is super bright. And you do see the stove is on, and there's short ribs that are in the oven that are cooking. As you all sit down, he reiterates that the food isn't for you, but he says,
because Janet's eyeballing it like, damn, I'd taste test the fuck out of that.
Yeah. He just lets that kind of sit for a minute as you all sit down, and he gets distracted for a moment. He turns to the oven. He has a wooden spoon in a big pot of something that he's cooking, and he takes a couple of stirs. Do you all just take a seat down?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gesturing for a seat,
he gestures
absolutely.
for you all to absolutely grab a seat. That's all.
Yes.
So you all sit, and you're sat there for maybe a couple minutes as he goes about cooking things for a little longer. And then finally, he turns back to you, and he looks you both up and looks all three of you kind of very quickly up and down. He's like, yes, we can absolutely work with this. Yes. And he smiles, and he says, my name is Arturo Vega. I'm yours as of this evening. May I sit?
Please.
And so he does. He takes off the rest of the apron while the food cooks behind him. He sits down, he crosses his legs, he leans in. There's a genuine brightness in his eyes. He seems very, very eager. And as he's sitting down and again kind of looking each one of you in the face, he goes, okay, so we're going to start very easy. I'm going to do something now that I find tends to clear the air enormously in these kinds of tense meetings. I'm going to tell you the truth about why I'm here, and then we can decide together how we proceed. May I?
Please.
And he seemingly immediately, you can tell, he very much defers to you. And he goes, Miss Savona Fiorenza has assigned me to you. The official term, I believe, is Logistics and Protocol Coordinator. Specifically, feel free to take notes. It doesn't really matter all that much. It's just a phrase invented by people who have more self-importance than they deserve. And he lets it out with a genuine chuckle. The honest term. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just laugh with him.
Okay. He goes, the honest term is that I am here to make your unlife smoother, more elegant, more efficient. And he takes a moment and he shrugs almost like apologetically, and he goes, to tell her about it regularly and in some detail. Yes?
Sure. Yeah.
As he looks to see if you each agree to that.
Yes.
Okay. Does any of you look confused? He gives a moment for you guys to speak here if you're looking to. Is this
an open table discussion?
Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way. It would make business so much more awkward.
I would absolutely agree. What is it exactly we should be doing?
Oh, we can get to that. Don't you worry.
Oh.
That's what this is all for. This is what it's all for. Now.
So okay. You're going to report when we do the thing we don't know we're doing yet.
Almost everything.
Okay.
Well, let me go into details. I will not lie to you about what's in this report, right? Like, if you ask me, for instance, if you ask me, Arturo, did you tell her about the meeting last Tuesday? I will say yes. Or I will say no if I have not yet. But the answer I give you will always be the truth. And I give that to you now, in this moment, in this house, on my life and my word, and what family I have remain.
Well, I mean, that's very touching. I already trusted you if Fiorenza sent you.
Don't be silly. No, you do not trust me, and I would never expect you to trust me. That takes time. We have to build rapport and a relationship, Camino.
Oh, no. Trust can be bought. I trust you.
Well, I find that foolish, but that's just me. And he smiles.
That being said, I appreciate the extra support in regards to the matter.
He smiles and nods at that. Good. Like I said, I am here to try and make your life easier, smoother overall. Now, if you ask me to step out of a room because you want privacy, I will step out of the room, and I will note in my report back to Fiorenza that you asked me to step out of the room. Understood?
You say you're gonna help us. What is it that you bring to the table?
Well, I'll be taking care of your court case tomorrow.
Oh, good.
That's wonderful. Did you hear that, David?
He smiles.
I did, yes.
And after that is all said and done, I'll be remaining here in Boston to be your contact between you and Firenze. Firenze has a great interest in what you do here in the city and how you could be of assistance and an asset to her aspirations in the future.
And I want to be that. Just you tell me what you need.
Of course. Tonight is a hello, a greeting. I will be spending much more time around you as time goes on.
Oh, I see. It's just pleasantries.
Yes. Is that okay?
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm sorry. Sometimes I had to fight a business, which I find pleasant. It is a pleasantry to me. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. And he actually will stand up from where he's sitting, uncross his legs, and walk over and gesture to shake your hand.
I imagine that she's told you
to David, yep.
What's going on here.
Of course. I have every detail that she had.
You seem less than surprised or shocked at any of it.
Oh, I've dealt with much worse in my time.
Oh, that's reassuring.
She sees something in you, and that's enough.
Thank you. That is enough. See, I kind of look at the two. I told you it's enough.
Yes.
Now, to continue with the
interview
terms in which we work. No, he smiles. He actually will laugh at that, and he smiles widely. There's no security in this house. There are no cameras. And when I'm with you, I will not photograph you. I will not search your haven when you are at rest. I will not record anything that we do while actively doing it unless you are already aware of it being done. And these are my own rules. And Miss Savona has agreed to them for the many years we've worked together. She's never objected. And when he says that, he smiles. And without having to roll a wit's insight, you can see there's pride on his face when he says that. When he says this is how he does things, it's different than the others, but Savona Miss Firenze loves that.
He's like a PI that doesn't break consent.
Yes, in a way.
He uses your permission to spy on you.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But he continues if there's, let that sit, and he goes, what I will do, Carino, is I will do my job. And I will be very, very good at my job. I will drive you anywhere you wish to go.
Oh.
I will arrange travel on your request on aircraft with windows that do not let the sun in should you require it. Which is a service I have actually rendered for clients before, so I am no stranger to such specific requests. I will smooth over the kinds of mortal inconveniences that are beneath your attention. And I will dress you, if you let me. And then his eyes dart over to Elspeth specifically. And you should let me. And he looks back.
I told you.
He goes, because I am quite gifted at it. And Janet, while your taste may vary, you could tell the suit is well made and tailored to him very specifically.
What if we trade? Because one might say I'm a rather talented seamstress myself.
He leans into that and he's like, I haven't been able to share my own practices with another seamstress in too long. You just made this so much better.
It's really of interest to you. I used to have an A+ classy joint that was taken to me. Taken from me by the prince. If that just happens to come up in court tomorrow and we were to say, reacquire that piece of property, we would have access to top-of-the-line equipment. Leather couches, the whole 9 yards.
It is very nice.
It was nice.
Saying.
He leans back at that and he goes, it is something I will pass along to Miss Savona.
Thank you very much. Until then, unfortunately, we have a quarry, though it has not affected my style or my talent.
I'm aware. I'm excited to see it. I have yet to lay my eyes on it. I wanted to do that with you by my side for the first time.
Wonderful. We'll show you all the rock and water.
And as that sets in, he even gives a polite chuckle to that. He actually reaches, he stands up for a moment and he turns around, and sitting on a table behind him was some wine. And he actually pulls out like a 2010 bottle of like red wine. And as he spins around, he goes, and lastly, I promise I will be fond of you. And he smiles and he pops the cork out of the wine and slides some empty glasses along and looks to each of you to get your agreement if you want wine.
Oh yeah, I will rouse. Because
and he goes, as he's pouring the wine gently, he's like, I want you to understand that this is the part most people just don't believe. and most people are wrong about this, I will genuinely, sincerely be fond of our time together. I find enjoyment learning about strangers, trading trade secrets, as he smiles to you, Janet, as he slides his glass of wine to you. I will laugh at your jokes if they are funny. And he slides another glass over to David as he does so.
Yep, I will drink it.
And he goes, and I will not if they are not. And he slides the last glass over to Elspeth when he says that. And I will worry about you. I will on occasion tell you that you are making mistakes, and I will be right. And you will not enjoy when I am right. But there will be the occasion that I am wrong, and I am willing to admit when I am wrong. But this is the arrangement I present to you. You may take a moment with it if you need. And he pours himself a glass of wine before he lifts it. And if Janet goes cheers, he raises his glass and will do so. Do the three of you do so?
David does not.
I would like to. I really don't want to risk hunger.
You don't have to. You can still cheers and then not drink.
Yeah, I'll cheers. I'll cheers and not drink.
I think he'd probably do the same. He's very apprehensive about it.
Absolutely. So as you sip it down, and for those of you who sip it at all, he will finally sit back and lean back into his chair, and he goes, "Now I open the table to questions, comments. Take your time. If you have nothing, I enjoy pleasant conversation, the company while the food finishes."
I look to Elspeth. I do not think Betty will like him.
No, too clean.
That's a good point, David. We should let you know that we have 2 additions.
Leon and Betty, yes?
Well, by all technicality, it's only Leon that's actually additionally in the coterie. Betty tends to roam in and out.
Leon is officially part of the coterie. That's news that I was not aware of. This happened recently.
Last night, he decided he wanted to join the club.
He just smiles and he just nods at that. Mental notes, probably.
But he was there to meet Fiorenza. She did meet him, so she at least has a face to a name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
But, that just should be noted. That being said, I was thinking, Betty, Ravnos, can't stay in one place very often. We've had a hard lockdown on all of us, for 6 months, which we don't have to lift on us, but it feels a little unfair to lock Betty into Boston when she needs to roam about just for her well-being.
What is it you're asking?
Just, to see if she too is under the lockdown of Boston, if that could be lifted for just her. Permission to be able to travel farther, one might say.
I will send off an inquiry.
Thank you.
He smiles and then says, "Of course. It's but a simple task."
Okay, my question. So is it basically, you said this is all very hospitable and great.
He smiles and he actually looks genuinely grateful that you even said that. He goes, "It isn't often I get to cook and welcome guests into a home, Airbnb or not."
I really do appreciate the hospitality and that this doesn't feel hostile in any way.
Why would it be?
Just, sometimes some Ventru can be a little more like wanting to make a power play move kind of thing.
He shakes his head. "Miss Fiorenza has an interest in you. And that alone is enough to have my interest in you. And I want what's best for you because it's what's best for Miss Fiorenza."
That's great.
Logical.
I respect her.
So do you anticipate that this will be something where if there's something Fiorenza needs, we will be at the behest of her requests kind of thing?
That is the agreement you made, as far as I understand, with her last evening?
Yes, just double checking. That's how this is all gonna go. Yes.
Why do you trust her? Why?
Oh, and he leans back and he rolls his head back a bit and lets his eyes kind of be cast to the ceiling before he leans forward. "That is a story that would take hours. But needless to say, my life would not be as pleasurable or privileged as it was were it not for Miss Fiorenza stepping in when she did."
Stepping in. She does have quite a reputation. Very powerful. And obviously brought some level of calm to the storm out in New Mexico.
He nods. And my nephew is alive because of her.
So she's actually helpful. I guess she has mentioned her interest on the East Coast. What is it that she's, what are we doing here?
That's a question I could ask you. You are the ones from Boston.
No, I mean, why her interest here? What is it about Boston? What about her larger play or business is she attempting to build out here? Why us?
He smiles and laughs and he says, I find it complimentary that you think that I would know such intricate details as to why Fiorenza has interest out in here, but I can say that New England has recently solidified around the Camarilla in a way it has not before. I imagine that has something to do with it.
Okay.
The Tremere themselves, problematic as they can be, are also at odds with one another. I'm sure opportunities run wild out here.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. Last question. Who are you cooking for, if not us?
And you say that, and he almost like reminded him that things were in the oven. A little favor I would ask of you, nothing big, but this food, like I said, I like to keep my hands busy. I would like you to donate it to a woman's shelter in Roxbury tonight on your way home. We can't eat it, but they could use the food. I'll put it in Tupperware and deliverable containers, and if you could drive there on your way back and drop it off, I'll give you the address.
Yes, I would very much like that.
Oh, thank you. I would have gone out of my way to do it myself, but it would have meant being late for another engagement this evening only arriving in Boston.
Out of the way. That's so you just cook food and you donate it?
When I cook, yes. I don't cook often, like I said, Carino. It's just something I have the opportunity to do every so often, and I donate it when I need it. What else would I do with it? Throw it away? What a waste.
No. Definitely don't throw it away. It's inspiring.
He smiles and he says, "Thank you. I just miss cooking. It was a passion of mine when I was still in the land of the living."
I hated it when I was alive. Now that I'm the way I am, I love to cook.
I could teach you some recipes, perhaps.
Oh, I would love that.
He smiles.
I have a particular interest in gelatin.
Oh, a real woman of the 60s. He smiles. Well,
you understand me. Plus, it's just a great use for extra bone.
He reaches up and turns the oven off, and he flings open the front door, and with just his bare hands, because he doesn't fucking need heat grabbers at this point, reaches in and pulls out the braised short ribs that were in the oven. And he plops them up, and he's like, give me 10 or 15 minutes. I'll get it all packaged up and ready to go, and I'll send you on your way.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I look at David and Elspeth to read how they're feeling. What is the general vibe on our end of the table?
He steps away. He'll step out of the room for a few moments.
Well, that was nice.
Pleasant.
David?
Miss Fiorenza said that he was nice.
Well,
yes.
You don't think he's nice?
I have learned from you not to trust anything on the surface.
I would agree, but so far he's not given any bad vibes. Plus, he has great taste in wine.
He said that he knows everything that Miss Fiorenza knows. I wonder if he would tell me what Miss Fiorenza thought of me.
He said he would be honest. There's only one way to find out.
Should I ask him?
I think that if that's what you want to do, yes. I think we are at a place now with this deal with Fiorenza and having him as our contact that we should try to start trusting in the thing we've invested in. You know what I mean? Because if you don't believe in your business, then your investment is just null and void. So we've invested in Fiorenza, and we have to expect she's going to invest in us back. So maybe we give up some of the distrust here for a second and try to lean into this opportunity.
I trust him. I always trust everyone. It's just when they abuse that trust that is a concern.
I understand, hon. Getting hurt sucks. But I have a feeling he's not here as our principal. You know what I mean? He's more like the hall monitor. Do you understand that reference?
No, but I am nodding so as to not incur a difficult explanation.
No, I just don't think that he's here to get us in trouble. I think he's here to just report back. He's just a little bit of a fly on the wall, but he's got a great personality. If it's true he likes to cook, maybe I can finally get an oven again because I am dying for something that's not just raw liver, you know?
Then I will.
And David's going to stand and walk into the kitchen of this Airbnb?
Yeah, you're like in the kitchen dining room area, and he's packing up the food in the kitchen and the tubs and in the Tupperware and so on, getting it all ready and bagged up and stuff. And yeah, you can walk in on him doing that, or you can wait for him to return to the room with the food, your call.
I'll walk in, and as he acknowledges me,
he looks over and smiles. David?
Mr. Arturo, I have a question.
No need for Mr. in front. Just Arturo, please.
You said that you are aware of everything that Miss Fiorenza knows about us. And she informed you, or did someone else tell you about us?
She informed me directly.
And you can speak candidly. You will not hurt my feelings.
He knows.
What do you believe that Miss Fiorenza thinks of me?
Of you in particular, clearly worth the time and investment and money to send me along.
In your opinion, what creates that system of value in me?
He takes a step back and he looks you up and down. And he says, my honest opinion, David, I do not know. You are large and an imposing force, but you can get any of those anywhere. You have wings as far as I understand, yes?
And he will puff them out.
Yeah. Curious, certainly. Maybe it is that. But I do not know what she sees in you. That doesn't mean there's nothing to see in you. I just simply do not know.
Have you met other kindred like me?
What do you mean like you? With wings? I know of a few that can produce them.
Who can produce them? Like mine?
Those, typically those of the old clan. The Zemitsi.
I do not know them.
Flesh crafters.
I can do that. I can do these things.
And you're curious about who you come from, right? A typical orphan?
I do not know my sire, nor when I was embraced, just that I arrived here at the docks in a box.
Perhaps you are of Zemitsi, and if that is true, it's good you came to Fiorenza to protect you.
But Arturo, what does it mean if I feel, from my understanding, if I feel the darkness of oblivion?
It means you are still more human than you allow yourself to remember.
So then am I alive?
In a manner of speaking, I say we are all alive, yes. We may not have a pulse, we may not breathe, we may not eat food. But you, Carino, are still alive. You speak to me. We have differing thoughts. We have conversation. We can care about others still. Is that not living?
I suppose I've never thought of it like that.
Well, I'm glad I can help you think of it like that. Life is what you define it to be, not what some silly scientist says.
When were you embraced?
He looks to you and then looks back. It's a funny story. A while back, and embrace isn't the actual word. I am not like you fully.
I am not, as you believe me to be either.
Fiorenza saved my life and the life of my nephew. Oh, now about 67 years ago. Oh, the kid, 6'7".
Oh my God.
What does that mean?
I do not know, but they think it is very funny.
I will try this later with Elle to see if she understands.
Yes, you should.
I'm just curious as I'm trying to find my importance in the city, and if Miss Fiorenza finds involvement with me to be favorable, will this be my city long, or will I end up where she is?
This will be your city for as long as, it could be a long time. But David, may I, word of advice.
Please.
Someone who's been around to someone who has not been around all that long. You will never find purpose in others. Searching for purpose in others adds weights to the handcuffs. You will never find satisfaction and value in other people, David. It is in yourself. And then when the work comes from evaluation of love of yourself, you are free to make decisions that benefit you and not worry about the well-being of those who wish to put the handcuffs on you. Does that make sense?
It does not.
I'm sorry. The more you try to appease someone, the more you will seek approval from others. It won't fill that void.
Arturo, I don't want to appease the people around me. I just simply don't want to let them down.
That's very human, David. And that's good.
What did you want to be when you became like us?
He gestures at the food. I was a chef.
Does this give you fulfillment, then?
It does.
Mr. Arturo, have you ever flown before?
Like in an airplane?
Through the sky with no metal around you?
No, I don't think I have. Leaped into the air very high, multiple times.
I'd like to show you sometime, near the quarry, what it is like to fly. It makes me very happy.
David, that sounds like a pleasant way to spend some time with you. After the court nonsense tomorrow, I'll be making my way to your quarry. I'd love to see where you all spend your time and live.
I am not very good at making requests, but I believe that the sooner our excision to the quarry is removed, the better it will be for our health. I believe that there are wolves near our home.
He nods. Well, tomorrow is my best opportunity at presenting a case for that, so I will do so.
Thank you, Arturo.
Thank you, David. You've given me a pleasant thing to do and spend some time on. You seem like a pleasant group of people, and it has been 20-some-odd years since I've been in Boston. It's good to be back.
I'm glad to have met you. Miss Savono is correct. You are very nice.
I'm glad. He smiles. Please, would you help me take some of this back into the dining area? And he hands you a couple tubs of the food he's been packing up.
He does.
And the two of them walk back to Elspeth and Janet. Did the two of you speak while you were alone? Or is it just like kind of like a weird, not weird, but just like
Janet's
a silence?
well, I have 3 glasses of wine if they're not drinking the wine.
Yeah, you're taking those wine. You're literally
I
taking
keep like
all their
pouring
wine.
theirs back into my glass.
I imagine you guys also hear what David's talking about. He's got one of those voices that kind of carries even when he's trying to muffle it.
I would be respectful and just like let him handle it, but yeah, we might be eavesdropping.
Yeah. Elspeth just looking around and admiring this decor and
an Airbnb that
Yeah.
clearly belongs to a family or some sort.
yeah, but doesn't say much.
Not my style, but I live in a quarry.
Yeah, I would take an Airbnb over a quarry for sure.
I mean, hey, it's not so bad. You at least got your own container.
Yes, and we've made it.
I haven't even showed you the cell yet.
No, I've only heard about it.
Yes, should be done soon. I'll let you test it.
Well, I'm glad that everything is moving well. And
Me too, because we are broke. I mean, absolutely broke.
Yeah, I didn't think about that we kind of still need funds and income.
I mean, weren't you like a professional student? Did you ever worry about having a job?
Yeah, I guess I just thought once you become kindred, you don't have to worry about the same mundane things that we used to have to worry about.
Our entire job is to act mundane.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, you what? You sell herbs and stuff at the shop.
Yeah. Do you think we made a lot of money from selling a couple of crystals and herbs? No.
Well, you had to get something valuable from your time in that job. Customer service skills or knowing where to place the decimal point on a receipt.
Are we gonna have to do anything with this quarry, like income? Like, am I gonna have to work?
It's funny you asked that because I'm here trying to figure out: do you actually have any skills to offer it?
Are you putting me to work? Am I gonna be a cashier? Like, what does
No, we'll be closed at night. You sleep during the day while the business is open. Plus, my hope is that we're not here for very long. That being said, no, I mean, just like, if it is going to be the money-making endeavor that then supports all of our strange little obsessions, like buying bugs or whatever it is you have to do, I want to know how you're supporting. Like, David's putting his creative juices to work.
I can help with bookkeeping and management and inventory and things like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's helpful. I can handle the bookkeeping part. Literally, that's what I do. But the other stuff, I hate inventory.
I'll help with that.
I was thinking one of the best things that can be made out of stone is a headstone. And
tombstones.
Tombstones. The macabre is not really my style. But I thought it might be yours, and David's got, the hands, and maybe you've got the aesthetic.
Yes. We could even go as far as making a mausoleum.
There you go. See? I guess I'd like to go into multiple businesses. It's easy to get the real estate industry to need fucking stone for some foundation of some new gentrified building. But it's not easy to break into old businesses like, say, cemeteries and graveyards and churches. You have the innocence enough. I thought maybe you could be a bit of a salesperson. Use that macabre sense of style to get us some new customers.
I like this.
Okay. Just need to make sure you actually have done some sales because,
Yes, I've done sales.
Okay.
That you're like, okay. That's when Arturo and David will come back into the room with like a couple plastic bags with food in them.
That looks delightful.
I can only hope so. That the cooking come out well. I'll give you the address again. It's in Roxbury. Opportunity for you to, if you have any more questions for me, for Fiorenza, for me to pass along, now would be the time to do so. You're going to stay here? I will be in this Airbnb for the next 2-3 days.
And then you come in to stay with us at the quarry? Should I make you a little pallet? Is this like a sleepover situation?
I believe I will be spending some time with you in the quarry.
Okay, I will prepare you a container. That's as good as I can offer you. Unless, of course, you pull some strings in court tomorrow and we get the house back, then I can offer you a proper bedroom.
He smiles clearly at that and even laughs a little bit. I won't promise I can only do what I can. I will only be able to do my best.
Well, glancing at you, it looks like you're going to do pretty okay. We appreciate the hospitality. I appreciate the wine.
As I told David in the kitchen, I'll tell you, after the court proceedings tomorrow, I'll be swinging by the quarry to take a look. Get familiar with it. I'd love to lay eyes on it, but I didn't want to look at it before I was with those who lived in it first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yo, you can come by anytime. We'll show you the great plot of land and stone that we've got. Plus, David is a rather talented artist. And maybe you could take a look at what he's working on. See some of his talents in the making.
I would love to. David, I did not know you were an artist like that.
I am. I at least think that I am.
I'm sure you are. I hope you take our conversation to heart, David. And he pats you on the back when he says that. And enjoy the rest of your evening. It was an absolute pleasure to meet you.
You as well, Arturo.
You as well, Arturo. See you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow evening. And he will escort you to the door and like, even help you walk the food out to the car if you so choose before you are on your way.
Yeah. Well, we'll deliver this food with great care. Because I love this. I also never thought about feeding all of those bodies to the homeless. What a brilliant idea. Janet could corrupt anything. It's her great talent. Yeah. Okay.
You were driven there, so you'll be driven, and you just let the driver know, hey, stop in this spot, and we're going to drop this food off.
Yeah, we'll drop it off. Is there anything to know? Is this in a particular neighborhood?
It's in Roxbury. Roxbury, let me get a photo for you of Roxbury. Roxbury, Mass.
I mean, is it known for like a heavy homeless population? Is it in Nos territory? Where is this?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's down here. It's down here, just south of Bruja.
It's just south of the Bruja territory, correct?
Yeah, it's not far from where I was with Roman earlier. The motel was north of Roxbury.
In that area. Yeah. Not like the most well-off neighborhood, but not like,
Well, this is what I'll say. If we're getting that close to Bruja territory, we're going to make the little drop off. Because this is dangerous here. We're close to Anarchs. And then let's go swing by the little sewage hole and see how it's doing without Magpie's filth in it.
You have a driver. Do you want him to drop you off at the quarry first?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we drove there.
No, you got picked up in the car.
Oh, that's right, but we got picked up.
And he's gonna swing by the Roxbury shelter.
How close is the riot act to the sewage hole?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. Not that far.
Perfect. Let's have him drop us at the riot act, which is not suspicious, and then we'll call a cab home.
Sure. Yeah, you can have him do that for sure.
This is our last night not being fully watched. If we're going to go suss out this place to hide Thin Bloods, we better do it while in the in-between times.
That's true.
So I'll just be like, and when you're done, will you drop us at the riot act? It's like 6 blocks up at a left.
Yep, you just get an affirmative nod from the driver, and he will do so.
All right. Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, you dropped off. He quietly drops you off. Yeah, you say thank you. There's a wave, and he drives away, leaving you in front of the
everything. I point to the man. I say everything. Well, I don't actually want to go to the riot act, unless, of course, you want to flirt with the bartender tonight too.
I like the riot act.
Well, maybe we'll come back. I thought we'd go peep the sewage. The hole.
The old subway room where he was hiding. Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably take care of that.
Because, I think it was a really solid idea, but we need to make sure something else isn't in there. And I have concerns that either the Tremere or whoever was involved in David's shipping incident might know about that place. So it may not be as secure as we think. So I'd like to go put eyes on it without Magpie distracting me.
When she brings it up, can I look to the vial?
Yeah, you can look up your vial.
What's the status of the...
It's greener. It's been slowly getting greener and greener.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just walk down. If it's only a couple blocks.
Yeah, it's not that far. You can walk it in like a 5 or 10 minute walk. It's not a huge deal. You have to kind of find the old landmarks that you were kind of indicated how to find it the last time around, but eventually you kind of make your way down underground to these old abandoned train yard situations, and then you find the room. There's not a lot of security there. In fact, there's fucking not a lot. There's zero security there as far as you could tell. Nobody's in here. It doesn't look like it's been touched in forever. It just looks like piles of garbage and an abandoned area with graffiti on it. There might be like one new graffiti symbol on it that maybe wasn't there before, but not anything that stands out.
Does it have a door?
Just the one door that leads in and out. There's no back door.
But no, and it's a solid door.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid metal door.
Okay. Well, I mean, other than clearly needed to call a cleaning service, we're going to need to probably put some kind of furniture in here, like a bed or a couple bed rolls. We can't just, drop them on the floor. But honestly, this isn't a bad idea. And I know you're going to disagree with me, Elspeth, but this is a Bruja Roman problem. So therefore, I say we keep them inside of Bruja territory.
I understand.
Now, while we're standing here, the two of you are all powerful. Do you sense anything? Is there any bad juju in the room? Should we be concerned?
David, you might be better at that than I, actually. You have more of a sense than I do.
I do not know what I can do here.
Well, that's okay. That is a very valid answer. It's okay to be like, I can't sense anything. I'm not okay. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure, because you know,
I
like,
actually
you wanna, like, wear the veil thin.
I actually will just see how thin the veil is, because usually that means like somebody has died here recently or something.
Yeah, you can tell. Let me get the book. It depends on what you roll, but yeah.
Now, Magpie kept talking about the only spell he learned from the ex-girlfriend, Isabel, was some kind of protection spell. So my hope is that it's, you know,
yes,
there's not too much bad here because he literally couldn't summon it or whatever the vocabulary term is.
I so badly need Sense the Unseen. The fact that I don't have it is a crime.
Yeah.
You probably
Like,
have the XP to buy it.
So yeah, it's a 1 rouse check if you haven't yet.
I
But
succeeded.
you could re-roll 3.
Okay. And then yeah, it's a Wits Oblivion. If you want, you can re-roll 3 because you got 2 successes, and you need what? 3 successes? Yep, difficulty 3.
I re-roll.
Yeah,
okay.
2 more successes. So
hey,
I would say for you, the veil is thick here, meaning someone did die here, but it was a long time ago. Meaning it gives you no bonuses.
Okay.
To doing anything here.
Well, as far as like the dead goes, it's actually not too bad here. The veil's pretty thick. It's not thin, which usually means like somebody died here and there might be some spirits lingering around.
Yeah. Usually when you go in, you would hear whispering or things pressing up against it. You hear maybe a whisper occasionally. Nothing seems to be pressing up against the veil to seek communication, just to give you a visual as to like what that looks like for you. It means it's like just minimal.
Well, that's a positive thing, right? That's good. That means nobody's like died or anything.
Yes, I do think that's a good thing.
Okay. All right. Based on the size of this sewage hole, how like what is a comfortable amount of like beds, furniture, maybe a cooler?
One person.
Is a one person space? Okay.
Yeah, this is a one person space.
Okay. Well, I'm having ideas. They don't need to know about those yet because I'm still simmering on them. But for now, we can. If he needs more, we can only move one at a time, unless they're going to share a bed. I mean, the space is small, which is ideal because the less we have, the less likely they ought to be caught. Doesn't look like there's a lot of foot traffic through here. It keeps it in Brujah territory, which means if he wants to take on this responsibility with us, he can take on the responsibility of keeping him inside the clan territory. You know what I'm saying? Not bringing it to our yard.
Yes. I think this works.
And it's not like we're here to say this is our hidey hole, we're claiming it. It's one of those things where like we're letting you know about it.
Yes. And if you want, maybe he can help with like getting all of the stuff here, like the furniture and things that we need. That might be better than us delivering it ourselves.
Yeah. So probably a good idea too. Okay.
So this is good. This is good. Thanks,
next
Janet.
time when he shows up to have a conversation, we'll talk to him about the reality of what's going on and where we're at. Now, that being said, since we're down here in this nothing hole and not a soul can hear us, I will tell you both. I got to thinking. Fiorenza's interests have always been towards the fresh blood, herself being rather young for the power in which she holds. There's an opportunity here, if she wants thin blood power on her side, for her to invest in his little underground railroad. Regardless, once we have cleared out of the quarry, there will be 3 very large, very password coded shipping containers that we can hide more thin bloods in. That is not to say that we will start immediately running his shit, but I'm here to say that we have a larger boon we could ask of Roman in exchange for keeping some thin bloods under wraps.
I see. Yes.
Once we're not on that property anymore. Sleeping, that is.
Yeah.
But for now, I say we show him where this place is. Let him know it could be a great opportunity. Who knows? Maybe he won't even need us anymore once we show this hidey hole to him.
This is good, yeah. I forgot to ask him about if he thinks this is going to be a regular occurrence.
Just back up the few blocks that way is a place called the Riot Act, if you didn't know, and he likes to hang out there. So I imagine if we go and have a drink and you sit around, he might show up.
Yes, if he's not busy with thin blood things this evening.
David, you want to come to the Riot Act and not have a full breakdown in the bathroom, huh? Maybe have a drink instead?
I am hungry.
Like, for a milkshake or like hungry?
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. Well, we should go visit the, Oh, I don't have the car. I have to cab us, honey, to the petting zoo.
I can go.
Oh, and you come back?
Yes.
Okay. No dead gangrels.
I will not ask for help.
Help? No, honey, you can always ask for help. I'm just saying, don't kill any gangrels this time, okay?
That is why there was a dead gangrel, and it was because I asked for help.
Oh, because you asked the wrong person for help. You asked the wrong person for help. And that's okay. That's a valuable lesson to learn.
When she says that, David, just in your mind, it's like it's your own voice under its own autonomy in a weird way. And she says, you asked the wrong person. You just hear in your voice, no, you did not ask the wrong person.
All right. Well, so we need a cleaning crew and some IKEA furniture.
Yes. Correct.
Oh, and I could use another drink.
I will meet you at the Riot Act.
Okay, hun. Have fun.
Thank you.
Tell the goats and sheep or whatever I said hello.
I will.
Okay, we'll save you a seat at the bar.
Thank you. Goodbye, all.
Be careful, David.
David steps away probably into like a little back alley, and then
you really ought to get him like an air tag or something.
I was thinking about a bloodstone or something.
What's a bloodstone?
It's actually a Tremere thing.
Oh God.
It's like an AirTag GPS tracker.
Oh, I see. You know, you could just get like a beeper or something.
Beeper? What's that?
You know, she says
well,
that
you're
gonna walk into the Riot Act, but as you do, the doors open and to the Riot Act, and actually out walks Roman.
Ah, gasp!
And as you both go on, he's like,
well, look at this! What a serendipitous meeting.
Enjoy your night. It's fucking busy in there. And he's like goes to give you a wave, like he's gonna keep going.
Do you have a minute?
Oh, you can talk to me?
Well, yeah.
He looks around. He walk a little bit.
I would love that. You know, in fact, I'd like to show you something a few blocks this way.
He might think we're being watched. I told him about the thing.
Oh my God, shut up. Okay. So we start walking. Look, Elspeth told me everything. She was very honest. It's fine. I cannot bring your baggage onto my lawn right now.
Yeah. That's what she said last night.
Wonderful. So, because I'm such a good person, I wanted to, we, the coterie, wanted to offer you a location to use to show you don't really need our help.
He, if we just lead the way?
Right this way to the abandoned sewer.
Yeah, you're going to lead him there. And when you bring him down, he's like, oh. He takes a look, a gander at it, obviously checks the door, does a little walk in, and he nods. Yeah, this could be fucking useful.
I had a feeling. We'll get it cleaned out. You can put a piece of furniture in there. You know, it's kind of a one-man situation, but it's a good place to start. After you we're set for now, but it's a good opportunity for you. But while we're down here, I have one more question for you.
All ears.
It's a question I asked Elspeth, and she didn't really answer.
Okay.
Why? Why put so much at stake for them?
I told Elspeth last night, don't they deserve a chance to live?
Do they?
Why wouldn't they?
Because, honey, we don't come out of the womb deserving anything.
No.
We earn it.
Mm. He takes a moment, and he's like, I guess it's going to be a position you and I just disagree on, Miss Janetti.
No, hon, I'm not here to disagree with you. I'm trying to figure out what's driving you to take such a risk.
They didn't ask to be what they are.
That's probably true. And I'm not here to say that they don't deserve an equal opportunity. I just want to know where your interests lie, because your interest and my interest are now overlapping.
He takes a moment, and you can wits insight. You can give me a wits, both of you, if you wish.
I very much would like that.
Yeah.
What's an insight? Let's roll.
4.
2.
Obviously, Elspeth, you could tell there's something, like he's hesitating, but you can, Janet, you can see him mulling over, like, wanting to not, like, whether he should say what he wants to say. He's kind of, I guess what I'm asking is if you want, you're welcome to now with that, give me a charisma persuasion roll if you are trying to, because you're trying to be like, you can trust me, right? Like, in a way, you're trying to.
No, I'm here to say, if we're doing business, you better come clean to the table.
Sure. You're being honest. You're being upfront about this.
Yeah, I am being honest with it. Yeah. And I'll just say, look, I can't imagine what they or you have been through to put you in this situation. But if you're going to eat at my table, you got to be real with me. So I will do a persuasion. Oh, I will. Let's go. Let's go. 4. And you know what? I got the willpower. Mine as well. I got it. 2.
6 successes total. With 6 successes, and saying that he says, you see, it takes a beat. He chews on it for a second, and he looks you dead in the eye and just bluntly says, because I was one of them once.
Gasp.
Thank you for being honest.
It doesn't go anywhere. And if I find out it has, I will come knocking on your door.
You already tried that once. It didn't work out great for you. I kind of joke with him and I said, look, I'm not here to ruin you, especially not if we're going to be getting into business together. But I will say, our opportunities are rising, and I hope to only be living at the quarry for a short amount of time. When we are no longer residing there, we can talk about a larger opportunity for an operation. But
that is if you think this is going to be a regular thing.
Didn't plan on it, but if you offer your services, I mean.
But there will be some things that we'll have to talk about.
Conversation.
And who gets to benefit from it other than the Thin Bloods.
Sure. Something we can talk about another time.
Till then, here's your sewage hole. Your Thin Bloods up at a hotel for now.
Yep.
And I would suggest you find better company.
He does, you see him raise an eyebrow at that, but doesn't say anything.
That being said, as always, it's a pleasure to see you, Roman.
You as well, Janet.
I'll leave you two to talk it out. I leave them standing in the sewer.
Yeah, Janet just leaves. And he's like, was that a threat from her? I don't understand.
No.
Definitely an
What do you mean better company?
I say honestly, I'm more shocked that she's more keen to make this into a business. I shouldn't be surprised that she's a Ventru and everything's like a business, but I'm just happy she's very receptive to helping, even if it is more of a business-like venture. So, yeah, just know that we're here to help.
Oh, I believe you when you say it. And he like looks genuine at you. He's like, I believe you are. Should probably just go catch up with her.
Yes. And I know all of the stuff, the surveillance thing is kind of a concern.
The less I know, the safer I am as far as I'm fucking concerned.
Agreed. But just, I hope that you're not afraid of me now.
Why would I be afraid of you, El?
I'm afraid you just won't come by with the bike now that you know this information.
Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of here before you annoy me.
Okay. She smiles.
He rolls his eyes as you say that, and as you leave, he turns around.
Skips away.
Janet, you're not halfway down the block before Elspeth is joining back up with you.
Skipping towards you.
She's like,
oh, perfect.
She's genuinely skipping. Hilarious.
Perfect.
So she's skipping towards you with a fucking dumbass smile on her face.
If you want to accept gravity again, we'll head back to the bar.
Accept gravity?
Girl, you're floating.
Literally. Yes. Yes. If you want to go back to the bar, I'm happy to. Or we can
talk
go
about it.
No, I'm just very happy, Janet, that you were so receptive to all of this and you're finding ways to make it work. I really thought it was going to be the opposite, where you're going to be like, no, absolutely not. We're not doing this. Tell him to take a hike on his bike.
Most of the time, I probably would have.
Yeah.
But this is something that you wanted.
Thank you.
Can we go get a beer?
Yes, let's go get a beer.
As you guys go about, David, you can feed yourself however many points you want to feed while you're at the petting zoo, as we're getting ready to kind of close this. But as you walk back into the riot act, and you probably have a couple drinks, eventually in the door walks a familiar face. You brought her to the bar once. Liz is back.
God, she made it back from Europe.
And as she walks in, you see her wearing a t-shirt, and it just says, I got Eiffel Towered. And it's just the Eiffel Tower picture right at the very top.
Oh my God.
May we all have such a good time.
In, as she sees both you and Elspeth, her eyes brighten up. She's like, I got you guys souvenirs. And she runs over, and she's got she's like, hey, as she runs over, she's like, wait, I left them in my car. And she turns around and leaves. And as she does, maybe David kind of comes back and arrives back at the riot act just as she's walked away, so you missed her. And David walks in to rejoin the three of them. And maybe a minute or two passes before she busts in, and she sees you, David, and she's like, David! And you hear her before you see her, and she turns around, wearing that t-shirt, and she rushes up and throws her arms around you.
David looks to both of them, and there's a little smile, and he hugs back.
She's like, I can't wait to show you what I got you guys. And would you fucking believe it? I came back with more money than I spent. It's crazy.
Can you believe it? Did you a gambler? Good at cards?
Even better, somebody offered to buy a bag that I had off of me on the street. A bag I didn't even think was all worth that much. They wired me a few $1,000s. It was crazy. I can't wait to tell you. Oh my God. And then as she sits down and she waves to the bartender to get him a bunch of drinks, the camera will slowly pull back and we will fade to black, and we'll pick up with Liz next time.
Oh, she's the luckiest bitch alive.
We're off to go do an after show rather for this episode here over at patreon.com/podbynight. We will not be back next week because it's my birthday. So I'm taking it.
Happy birthday, Mike.